It has begun. Race number 1 is underway, baby. I'm excited. We're already seeing some bumps and bruises. Oh, this is great. There he goes. Herbie Gerbo right behind.
The pipe itself is going to be very interesting. Once you get on that, it's all just going to be about boost control. However, one thing I am going to be curious about is if any of our racers attempt to overtake someone on the pipe. If you fall off, that's 3-4 minutes lost on your lap time.
Oh, no way. No. That's what he gets for trying to overtake. He's down. He almost had that overtake, and the pipe said no. Go. Let's go, baby. Race is underway. Big jumps already off the top ropes, dropping down into the snow. This race is already heated, Kronzy.
The second that you start, you just get to floor it.
Man, they are really pushing it to the metal here. We see Herbie, Aaron the God, Tin right behind. Diplomat taking a big different line here. And then we got wired in from Delta Dietis right behind the pack as well. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! The race is underway. Babbage Bash. Leslie's going to take it away.
We are likely to see a lot of explosions today. That is sort of just the nature of the vehicle. If you really want to get those fast times, you've got to push it hard.
You know, Kronzy, like I said, this race is has a lot of ice, about 60% of it. But the real challenge is going to be when they get into the city, they need to make sure that they're going a lot slower.
Oh!
No! No! Seeing Ludax explode right in our faces.
Oh, that's so brutal. That's just, oh, it hurts.
All of a sudden, that rock takes your dreams away. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The runner-up finals is underway. He has been one of the smoothest racers so far. He's been really pushing that SCV.
Those little light posts are so tricky.
This SCV is not slow, man. This is one of the fastest cores that you can even put an SCV on, and it's just showing right now that any mistake can really put your vehicle out of play.
Oh no! Someone has flipped! They were risking it coming right out of the 890J. Whoa! What was that? Was that an explosion?
This could be a whole different race with the boost. He goes over. He's about to go in and Sky Alpha. There's a bump. It's gonna happen. Triple R Racing is coming back. What is happening here? Amrock's banging the green. Sky Alpha overtaking after that bump. Are they gonna be able? Who's gonna finish first? Oh my goodness! All right, racers, on go.
Look how close they've gotten each other. 0.007 seconds behind each other. That is incredibly fast.
Go! So we can see these folks, race to the ultimate limit that they're able to do, because, man, seeing that overtake right there was absolutely beautiful by Endermaster. Master overtaking Ludax here, going through very quickly. Endermaster claiming first place, Kronzy. I didn't even see that coming. And welcome to the System 7 Finals presented by Game Glass. I am your host, Crucial Gaming, and of course, I'm here with the best dressed caster currently on the planet right now, Mr. Kronzy. Kronzy, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I had to dress myself up a little bit. It is the final race of the series. I had to try to scrub up a little bit. I feel like I've been a bit lacking in the appearance department this season. So let's make it a little bit better at the end.
Hey, man. Well, hey, always a pleasure to have you here, Croncy. You've been here with me throughout the entire, well, outside of you catching COVID on that one race, you've been here with me the entire season. So I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for joining me in the journey here to cast the System 7. And now we're in the finals. But, look, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't wear a nice clothing because it's hot. All right. It's 100 degrees here in Texas. I'm not doing that, man. I'm going to wear a jersey. I'm going to be comfortable, and we're going to get these finals started here soon. But before we get the finals started, Croncy, I mean, it has been a journey. I want to get your experience just in some quick words. How has this season been for you, and what has it meant for you overall?
So first off, this is my first time being on this side of the desk for this series, participating in the last 2 years in what is, in my opinion, the best racing tournament that we have in Star Citizen right now. The amount of skill and the amount of competition we've seen this year has been absolutely insane. We have seen some of the best races we've ever seen with the most amount of competition. We have seen so many close times. We've seen so many close positions and some really, really dedicated races this year.
No, I totally agree with you, man. And guess what? You said all of that. High-level competition, great racers, great sportsmanship from these racers, and we're only in an alpha game. So can't wait to do more as the game continues to develop. So whether you're watching on Twitter, whether you're watching on Kick, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Twitch, welcome to the System 7 Finals. But Croncy, before we jump into that, let's talk a little bit about that they put on Spectrum. They talk a little bit about 320 and some of the vehicle changes that they're finally going to apply coming into 320. I know they talked about that last year, but you know how exciting that is to know that that's finally coming. The ground vehicle rework to feel a lot, less arcadey, to feel more real. Give us your experience about how you think that's going to change the dynamic of just racing for ground vehicles in general for Star Citizen.
Yeah, so for those unaware, this past week, CIG added in their roadmap roundup for 320 that we're going to be receiving the ground vehicle rework. So they've talked a little bit about this before. A lot of it is to make it a little bit more realistic, a little bit more fun in some cases as well, and just give us a better experience overall. The biggest thing here is there are a lot of vehicles that can be very fun to race that need a lot of tuning just to make them that little bit extra. Yes. One of the best examples is probably the Cyclone RC. Absolutely love racing the Cyclone RC, but when you start going up a 90-degree angle and you're just able to sort of drive all the way up, it can be a bit silly. So there's a lot of things that are going to come out of it, a lot of things that we're going to get to test. And I know that CIG themselves are, they have the racing community in mind. So we're probably going to see a lot of changes. It's going to make the next year really, really interesting as we work out what's fun, what's fast. Yeah, see what happens.
To add to that, man, I really, it's Alien Week, and now that I think about it, we haven't seen an alien ground vehicle in the game yet. So, hey, CIG, it's Alien Week. I'm not gonna say this year, but hopefully next year we see some alien vehicles after this. This entire rework for the handling and how the vehicles are gonna act. To see hopefully some alien ground vehicles in the game, whether it's grav-left vehicles or just ground vehicles. I definitely want to see those in game soon. But I'm Croncy, overall, you've said it. I'm very excited to see these new ground changes come in and change the dynamic of how racing is going to be in the verse. So very, very excited for that. But before we do that, before we jump in to talk about the System 7 Finals, we have some announcements to make because, talking about racing, we have one of the biggest events we're going to try to put on here with the Grey Cat Social 2953. We've announced it yesterday, Croncy. We are trying to grab every single racer out there and throw the biggest community race ever. Now, the Daymar Rally is the biggest community ran event ever, but this is going to be the biggest community race ever in one single server, trying to go with 90+ racers. We're going to be racing 3 laps around Babbage Bash. Anybody can join. You can bring any Cyclone. But Croncy, tell them what else we have in store for them.
Yeah, so this all happens 2 weeks from today, guys. Like Christian said, bring any Cyclone you want. We're probably going to see a lot of Cyclone RCs is what I assume we're going to be going for. But even if you're a bit more of a casual racer, bring your Cyclone MT. It's kind of fun to see all of the, anti-air out there when we're racing. We're going to be running this on the Babbage Bash track. So you may know this from CitizenCon last year when we had our little after party there, or race number 3 of this series. We were able to participate in this. And from my understanding, we've got quite a few prizes, even just for rocking up, guys. So there's definitely going to be one to check out. Myself and Crucian will be there. So, it's going to be good fun.
Yeah, so, just by participating, like you said, Kronstein, we're going to be giving away 3 big prizes. All you got to do is just show up, be on the starting line for the race, and you'll have a chance to win 3 items. We're going to be giving away a Constellation Phoenix. Obviously, that comes with a Lynx Rover. We're going to give away a second place prize. Mercury Star Runner was actually a very good ship for the Daymar Rally and having that support ship. And then for the racing fans out there, we have an Origin N50. So if you guys want to get on the track with XGR, with Team XGR out there and get onto some ship racing, we're going to be giving away and also Origin M50 for you to do just that. And of course, the winner, the only prize for the winner, we're going to give them a C1 Spirit and then a Tumbril Ranger, setting them up for success for hopefully whenever the Ranger comes out, they can have a ship that they can join, have a support vehicle for the Daymar Rally in the future as we put in, the Ranger whenever it decides to come out. In that division. So, a big, awesome race. If you guys want to join it, you guys have to join our Discord, discord.gg/Atmo Esports. You can RSVP on the events page. It's also on our Twitter. I believe Star Citizen retweeted that yesterday. So it's a big deal for us. We're trying to do something for the entire community to come out. We're going to make a big content piece out of this because it's going to be the biggest community race ever. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I think, Kronstein, the total time of the race is going to be around 50 minutes. So it's going to be great, man. To see 90 racers is going to be so much fun, Kronstein.
Yeah, it's going to get a little cramped in some spots, which is exactly what I love about this kind of race. You're going to have to, it is a bit more casual, obviously, than something like the System 7 or even the Daymar Rally, but there's still a little bit of competition to be had there. And if we see any of the people from our System 7 series rock up, that's going to be a good time. Yes. We're going to have some real fights. So, yeah.
Yes, that's going to be great. One thing I also want to give a shout out to, I want to give a shout out to the entire Star Citizen community. I'm not sure if you guys know, this weekend is International Bar Citizen Week at all the major dev studios. So make sure you guys are going out there and really saying hello to your fellow citizens out there and just show the vibe. Go touch some grass, go drink a beer, talk about the game, talk about what you love about the game. And, I hope to see a lot of you guys. I'll be at the Bar Citizen in Austin tomorrow. So I hope to meet some of you guys out there. So, but before we jump into this, Kronstein, we have Fight or Flight coming up. Before we talk about it, we have a video. Let's kick that off. And welcome back, guys. And obviously, Fight or Flight is coming to you very, very soon. So make sure you guys are ready. If you are the best PvPer, the best dog fighter in the verse, make sure you guys sign up for Fight or Flight today. Registration closes July 17th. You guys can go register at fightorflight.gg, go to ammo.gg, and check out the event. But Croncy, you casted with me Fight or Flight Toby Gaming Clash last year. What are your thoughts about the incredible action pack of this 2v2 tournament?
So this is an event that definitely appeals to a lot more of the PU players that we have around the verse. Dogfighting is obviously one of the most fun things you can do in Star Citizen, and we have so many amazing dogfighters in the community that don't really get a chance to show off their skills. Well, Fight or Flight is the premier event for that type of activity. So being able to watch it at the gaming clash that we had last year, as well as the original tournament, absolutely fantastic. It is a hell of a day. It's a long day, but I guarantee you cannot get bored during Fight or Flight. It's so absolutely action-packed with some amazing pilots. As far as I'm aware, Crucian, we've only got a couple of spots left for the Fight or Flight. Only a couple teams. So if you do want to sign up, you definitely want to do it ASAP, really, really soon. So get in there. Good fun. I'm really excited.
Yeah, so, as you've seen in that incredible video, by the way, but the Arts and Craft team, Hasgaha, Uto Riley, Dan Shame, you guys are good, man. That's what I'm going to say. But anyways, yeah, so it's a 64 cap team tournament. It's going to be best of one because we're not going into, into Arena Commander. Arena Commander, even though when it releases at 3.20, we're not going to have those custom lobbies yet. We're not going to have that spectator mode yet. So we are going to be taking this to the PU where we originally do this. So, on August 19th is going to be Fight Day. This is going to be what we call pools, or where we take all 64 teams and we drop them down to the top 8. And then on September 2nd is when you see the finals, the Fight or Flight finals, where we get that top 8 that fight in that double elimination tournament. It's going to be an absolute amazing day. Again, there's some incredible prizes. There's even more announcements that are soon to come. So I'm telling you right now, you may not want, maybe you're not the best dogfighter, but if you don't sign up soon, then whenever we do our other announcements, when you sign up, you might be on that waiting list. And then, it's all going to be a luck at that point if people don't show up. But we have some incredible news about Fight or Flight coming up next month. So stay tuned for that. But I can't wait, Croncy. It's the most action-packed tournament. It's by far my favorite tournament. I love casting it. I love seeing these guys go head-to-head. I cannot wait to show more, and I cannot wait to see who takes the crown, this September for Fight or Flight. I can't wait, man, because there's going to be a lot of sweaty dog fighting, and I'm just here for it. I'm just here for it.
Yeah, probably my favorite tournament to watch how it evolves over the course of time, with new ships and new balance changes, and we'll be having master modes eventually as well. And so it's really cool to see how the competitors themselves are able to overcome some of these new changes and bring out some new metas and whatnot. So it's good fun. In regards to the prizes, I got to tell you guys, Crucian in confidence, he told me what's going to be happening, and I was this close to being like, look, I can't cast it. I've got to participate. I've got to fight. So you gotta want to.
You gotta fight. Hey, man, we're just trying to raise the limits and increase what people the stakes of these tournaments are just gonna increase bigger and bigger every single year. So, anyways, if you guys want to check it out, again, fightorflight.gg. Go download the rule book. Go make sure you go over that. And we have, I believe, 2 practices. One's going to be on July 22nd, and the other one's going to be August 5th. So if you guys want to practice versus other teams and see how everything's ran, go jump on our Discord and sign up for the practices. But other than that, man, Fight or Flight is going to be an absolutely incredible tournament, and I cannot wait. So, but, let's jump into our next topic here, Karansi, because, we've been mentioning this. CLX and Atmo Esports have partnered up with some other great partners, Thrustmaster, Toby Gaming, and Game Glass, to give you guys an incredible giveaway. We're giving away an insane PC with a 7800X3D. Is going to have an NVIDIA 4070 Ti. We're going to hook you up with one of our Ammo Esports jerseys. We're gonna Thrustmaster's hooking you up with incredible high-end. I think this is one of their mid wheels, but it's a 2T48 or T248, and then some load stud pedals. Toby Gaming with the eye tracker, and then Game Glass with their with their tablet and glass pass. So if you guys want to type exclamation mark giveaway in chat, you guys can go enter that. And the little code down there, Croncy, that little code over there, make sure you put it in yourself after the stream. But that little code is going to give you an extra 200 entries into this giveaway on top of all the other entries. So make sure you guys not only enter the giveaway, but make sure you guys show your support for these incredible brands and partners that have really come together to put amazing prize together. Croncy, what do you think? What would you do if you won all this?
If I had this, first off, second computer stream setup, hell yeah, big fan.
Let's go.
And now if I did get that wheel, if I did get that Thrustmaster wheel, then all of a sudden you're gonna see me racing in wheels all the time. I've been trying not to. I've been trying to go keyboard and mouse, but I would not be able to resist with this. One of the things I have to point out though is that amazing PC that you see right there, guys. It's got some custom decals. It's got the System 7 logo on the side there, the Atmo logo on the front, and it has 9 RGB fans. And I don't know if you know anything about gaming, but the more RGB means the better gamer. Yep.
And by the way, just to mention that, Croncy, like people are saying now that if you got System 7 merch, you get that, extra 10% boost on your Cyclone, during the Grey Cat social. So, guys, I'm gonna talk about this really quickly, but our merch is still available now. There's a couple pieces. The ammo, the Hurston Hurt Locker collection is gonna be going away, and you'll never see that again because I'm not sure if you guys saw some of the news, but the Hurston Hurt Locker is getting revamped into an entirely new tournament. So make sure the Day Morales collection is still available for limited time. I believe in the next 2 weeks is going away too. So make sure you guys grab these collections. I'm telling you, we're going to do a massive photo. If you're at CitizenCon, we're going to do a massive photo. Bring your merch. Show some, rep Apple Esports. We'd love to have you there. Because this is going to be an incredible time, at CitizenCon with the announcement that they made. And put your name on the back, do your stuff. Come on, man. It's comfortable. It's great. It feels light. It allows your body to breathe. Trust me when I say go grab your merch. You will not be disappointed here. So, but Croncy, I still have yours. I didn't send it to you yet, but I have it somewhere over there. But I'll get it to you soon, my man, so you can have that ready to go to show off. But man, it's been a great journey for the System 7, and I cannot wait to start talking about the finals coming up next. But yeah, anything you want to say about the merch, Croncy, before we move on to our recap?
Yeah, it's always great quality, so highly recommend, guys. Even just as regular casual wear, some of these clothes are very nice. I've got still my original System 7, Stanton 7 back in the day jersey that I end up wearing, I swear, like every second day. It's actually quite warm, especially with how cold it is here. And these designs, right? These designs are absolutely amazing. I don't know who designed them, Crucian. You probably do, but definitely mad kudos to whoever did that. I absolutely love the topography. It feels like a race.
Believe it or not, man, we just tell them, hey, this is what we like, because a lot of people say that topography has been, old school, like 2 years, 3 years ago. I'm like, look, man, I'm gonna bring it back. I love it. I think topography fits so well with what we do here at Atmo Esports. So, I just give the idea to .x, they design it up, and we go back and forth, man. So they do a great job at really, really helping us elevate our merch every year. And every year is a different design, Croncy. Every year, 2954 is going to be a different design, because we want to make sure that we can continue, elevating it as much as we can. And we have a lot of great collectors out there that really, really care about, supporting us and our merch. And they have like an entire rack of jerseys, which is really cool to see that people really do care about supporting us. Because all the stuff that we, when you purchase a merch, it goes towards the trophies, it goes towards the some of the digital prizes, it goes to everything that we do here at Atmo Esports. It goes right back to the community. So appreciate everybody's support. So anyways, Croncy, I'm gonna let you kick this off, man. Let's talk about the season of System 7. Before we get into the finals, before we get into the track, let's recap System 7 here. But before we do that, let's jump right into the leaderboard and talk a little bit about the leaderboard in its current state. and what can happen in today's finals here for System 7. So, Croncy, I'll let you kick it off here because this leaderboard is tight.
Yeah, after last week's race, we had some pretty important developments. We saw Herbie was unfortunately not able to lock in first place position, so they're sweating a little bit today, but look at second, third, and fourth place. 6 points between them in order to get a podium position, which is absolutely huge. Blackhawks with an opportunity to get first if the stars do align. So that was an absolutely huge development that we ended up getting from last race. Some awesome performances from a lot of our other teams as well. Our top 8 ended up over the course of the series getting quite a few points, so we're very solid there. But yeah, this is going to... what's going to happen today, I don't think has happened in a System 7 before, where we've had so many different possibilities for where people can sit in that top 3.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you here, Croncy. Viva locked in their first place, last year pretty early on, but still, Blackhawks and Team Blackhawks and Team Punch Buggy have that chance to move up into that first or second place spot. But I'm going to tell you right now, I know that Herbie practices, he concentrates, so all Herbie has to do is get 8th place, and he will still be in that top spot. So Blackhawks needs to win the entire thing, and Punch Buggy needs to get out of the race in order for him to even take that first place spot. So Amrock's Fang, they're going to be around that 3rd and 4th place spot as well. So, but between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, Croncy, anybody can hit that podium. So it is going to be a battle today. But one team that I wish that have been really, really impressing us, this entire season is Delta Dietis. They have been really Space Tech, Czech League. Everybody has been really putting in the work to be here, and they earned their spot in that top 4. And let's see if they can finish it off strong to come out in that top 3 by the end of the finals here. So anyways, let's jump into that recap for race number 1, Croncy. Tell me a little bit about race number 1, the snake pit, and what do you thought about overall this race and how it finished?
Well, as a quick thing before we get into race 1, I just want to quickly talk about the qualifiers this year, where we saw some of our absolute fastest times over any of the System 7s and the closest times out of any of our System 7s as well. It really sort of showed that the competition for this series was going to be significantly harder than it has been in the past. So race 1, we headed off to Snake Pit, new racetrack, a new opportunity to use the Cyclone RC, and what an absolutely fantastic race it was. We had some awesome moments on the pipe. We saw an overtake attempt from Diplomat on the pipe that did unfortunately not work out for him. It was awesome to see. It was very entertaining. And we ended up seeing Team Nomi's Gerbo was able to pick up first place for race number 1. And then, as sort of a predictor of what would happen over the course of the next couple of races, we saw Punch Buggy, Team Punch Buggy with Herbie picking up 2nd, and Ludox from Blackhawks picking up 3rd place, who we're going to be talking a lot about during this recap. As we move towards race number 2, we went back to a classic of the System 7. We went to the Microtech Tundra Dash. This is one of my absolute personal favorite races. I absolutely love it. It's like a 50-minute race with the Cyclone RC. You're moving through a bunch of different biomes. It was a lot of fun to watch. And once again, we moved in race number 2. Gerbo from Team Nomi's, Herbie from Team Punch Buggy, able to pick up first place this time and absolutely launch themselves through in the leaderboard. We also saw Diplomat, a veteran of the System 7, was able to pick up 2nd place. And in 3rd, once again, Ludox from Team Blackhawks, are really, really consistent with these positions.
Yeah, I think for race number 2, Eric. I think for race number 2, Croncy, I think that was a pinnacle time for a lot of different people, right? Like Nomi's, even though they won race number 1, they really haven't been able to kind of catch up, for the entire season here. And they haven't really just had bad luck throughout the season. Obviously, the game's still in alpha, so they have a lot of issues. But, they won one race, and they're still around 6th place. So, if they would have got another win there, they would have been really fighting for that, top 5 spots, top 3 spot as well. So, that was a tough one for, for Nomi. Same thing for Team Far Out. Just no luck. But the problem is that I'm not going to leave it all here to just the game being an alpha, Crunchy. It's another factor of that was how much Ludox, from Team Blackhawks, how much Herbie from Team Punch Buggy really put in that practice, and Amrox Fang and Delta Dietis and these teams that really, really want it, that really practices and put it out there on the table for them. So, I got to give a shout out to, to those folks because they really put in the time and really up the level of competition this year. So, but yeah, let's jump into race number 3, where instead of going to River Canyon Chaos, Crunchy, we ended up in the Babbage Bash.
Yeah, so we moved it around a bit. There was some things happening with patches being released and whatnot. So ended up going to the Babbage Bash, and this was another one of my favorite courses that we've done over the last little period of time. It was really fun to participate in last year, but we chose the Nox this time around. Now, going into this race, we had already started to see a little bit of the top 3 emerge. We had Herbie going into this race with 43 points. We had Blackhawks going into the race with 24 points, and we saw some really solid finishes here as well as one of the most tragic events of the entire series, where I believe it was Ludox who, very close to the end, in first place position at the time, maybe like 500 meters from the end, exploded on the ice. Just one little lapse of judgment, going over a little bit of debris on the ice, but still picking up a 4th place position. We had Amarox Fang with Big Flex TTV was able to get there first place this time around. Leviathan picked up a podium spot here, coming in second. And then once again, Herbie from Team Punch Buggy getting 3rd place. Just some more consistent finishes.
Crunchy, for race number 3 here, Babbage Bash, by the way, this is the race we're going to be doing for the Grey Cat Social this year, but in Cyclones instead, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of people, really see a lot of the ice, but once you get into that city, it becomes a completely different race. But let me tell you something, man. If Ludox would have won race number 3, it would have been a whole different story on that leaderboard. He would have been a lot closer to Team Punch Buggy, because there's been times that has been taken away from him. I think Ludox is, to me, one of the best Gravlev racers I have seen. And, he would have won race number 3, and he would have won race number 6 as well, because he was so ahead in the lead, outside of all the racers. But then I got to mention here, Team Capcom also had some bad luck there, because he was ahead of Ludox, and, Circle Worm is a great Gravlev racer, but Ludox, man, I love seeing him, first time racer this year, really coming in with the heat and has a chance to take first place. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. Ludox has definitely been one of the races this year that we've been watching just absolutely outperform our expectations. So a massive congratulations to Blackhawks for all of the work that they've been putting in this season. Let's move on to race number 4 as we moved on to our heat races, starting at Cloud Chasers. So we have done this race before. Previously, we've used PTVs, we've used mules. This time, a little bit more fun. We chucked the STV in there, and we had a pretty solid time. So this one, we were able to see some really good performances from a lot of our racers. But in the finals, we had Ludox, Space Tech, Endermaster, and Herbie battling it out. We had Space Tech from Delta Dietis Racing able to pick up that first place position, put themselves a bit on the board, and start making their way towards what is now a podium fight. Once again, Herbie, second place, Team Punch Buggy. Just once again, really, really consistent podium finishes, as well as Ludox, third place position, able to get there in that race as well. So you can obviously see there's a bit of a pattern forming with a lot of these leaderboard positions in some of these races.
Yeah, I think for Cloud Chasers, though, this one was definitely a mental game. I talked about that so many times because, man, 10 laps around this track, it is no joke. You really have to race to perfection. You really need to dodge a lot of those little light posts because that can mess you up. We saw a lot of ejections off the platform. Man, it was an absolutely banger race for me. I really loved it. One of my favorite ones so far of the System 7, outside of the Snake Pit being my favorite one. But Cloud Chasers really provided some really good high-speed action. And again, Croncy, this year around, man, I hope we have more optimization so that way these guys can really race to their competitive limit and not worry about, desync and things in alpha. But this race was a really great one. So, and then let's jump into race number 5, which we took the STV once again. We couldn't do the PTV track here, Croncy, because of the fact that the wheels for the Gray Cap PTV was just not holding up in the track. It was exploding. It was going on fire. And we wanted to use that the BTR track to do our qualifiers and to do more heat races, because it would have been some of the most competitive racing, because there's a flat ground, is a proper track. So unfortunately we weren't able to use it, but hopefully down the line we're going to get back to it and be able to use that BTR track. But we ended up doing the STV short circuit on Microtech, which is a figure 8. And Croncy, there were some great racing there as well.
Yeah, what ended up being kind of like a backup race ended up being one of the most action-packed races that we had of the entire series, and really sort of showed the ability of some of the races that we had maybe not seen in some of the previous races. For specific people, we saw some amazing performance from Checked Leak, Aaron and Salem Frost doing some really awesome overtakes during the course of this track that it really sort of came down to, did you take an extra couple of degrees when you were doing your turns? It got really, really tight there. So in this race, we did see someone who I had originally thought was going to be the biggest racer of this season, Aaron the God, and I was very happy that they were able to pick up that first place position this time so that I didn't look like a fool. I knew they were a good racer. None of you believed me. Second place, once again, Herbie, Team Punch Buggy. The consistency of this man. I do not understand how many times this person can get third and second place over and over again. And once again, Ludox, Team Blackhawks, third place again. What is going on with these two races? I've not seen this much consistency in just, constant podium positions. So that was absolutely huge. A massive change to the leaderboards there.
Yep. I mean, very good call out there. This race definitely got to be a very cool moment, especially for Skyer Alpha. Even though they didn't win, they still ended up winning their heat race by literally being head to head with Amarok's Fang. And yeah, it was definitely a picture finished moment for Team Skyer Alpha. And then of course, the last race that we had last weekend was definitely an incredible race to see, even though we only had a few people finish. River, Canyon, Chaos of Microtech, Croncy. This one was also action-packed. We saw a lot of overtakes in the Canyon, man. I can't wait to have some of these races where we have no issues and people can really race to the best of their ability, because that was a great race. I definitely want to bring this race back next year. I want to bring back the Snake Pit next year. If we have Pyro, then doing some extra Pyro races next year. But I think next year, man, we're gonna have some incredible tracks. Just be born. Maybe they, CIG puts in the cave system where we can do some racing through caves. But I mean, I'm just excited for it all. But Croncy, let's go right back to it. Race 6. What were your thoughts here?
So yeah, race 6, last week's race was very, very important, obviously going in towards this week's race. For a lot of teams, it was their last opportunity to probably get enough points to try to go for podium this week. For a couple of races, it was their last chance to go for the first place position. And there were some issues, but the races definitely gave us an entertaining race to watch. Especially shout out to Capcom Alpha and Endermaster. I don't think we saw a single person overtake Endermaster for any longer than 5 seconds before Ender was just completely on the other side of the map. In the end, we did see Check Leak from Delta Dietus able to pick up first place position for this race, which we had seen them get some consistent top 8s, which is why they've put themselves within shooting distance of the top 3. We had Big Flex TTV from Amarok's Fang pick up second, and more importantly, Ludox from Team Blackhawks able to pick up third place position and now put themselves in a very, it's going to be hard, but a very possible position to win the whole thing.
Yep, and something about this season as well, Croncy, so far that we've learned so much, about the System 7, more than any previous years, and there's so many different things that are going to be coming up next year. A different rule set, a rule set that's going to really amplify and just make the entire, System 7 competitive scene a lot better overall, because I love this racing league, man. It's absolutely been a banger. I'm excited for today because Lorville Loop, they changed Lorville completely. So we're in 319. We're about to see this entire new track that we've never seen before because it's been redesigned. And I'm just super excited for that. But Croncy, before we jump into the final track and break down that track for everybody at home, the Lorville Loop here in the System 7 finals, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, guys. The race is going to start soon. We appreciate you guys for supporting us this entire season. We'll be right back.
Head tracking adds so much to immersion in supported first-person games. When you try it, you're going to see why it makes so much sense. It's been created to seamlessly let you look where you want to, and with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, everything just works. Tobii has been the go-to name for head and eye tracking, and over time, their product has evolved. Their newest implementation has the most simplified setup because they did all the work for you. Offering both head and eye tracking, Tobii is able to track precisely through glasses or contacts, and once calibrated, it will never lose its center. The head tracking solution that integrates at the bottom of a flat or curved monitor, look at what you want to target sooner, look at what you want to lock your missile to, look at where you want to bomb, look in the direction that your ship is traveling to get the edge, look around and get the advantage. Just look and let Tobii Eye Tracker 5 do the rest in Star Citizen and a host of other simulation titles. It's so natural that you forget it's there.
Mayday, Mayday, this is Red Wind, FR 9183, requesting immediate support. I'm under fire from an unknown number of hostiles. Sending my location now.
HQ, strike team. Contract assigned.
HQ, strike team, roger. Proceeding to target. Red Wind, Foxtrot, Romeo, 90183, Walker strike team on site for assistance. HQ, Strike Team, contract fulfilled, ready for tasking.
Atmo Esports operates a little differently. Born from emergent community events like the Damo Rally, the natural progression was to create esports events within an emergent environment and provide tournaments for esports teams in a unique way.
All right, here we go.
Every step you can count on me. Every step you can follow.
Whoa! Oh, baby! Let's get this race started, guys! Let's go!
Atmo volunteers create events within massive sandbox gaming environments, and we work with talented community gamers to supply supporting roles such as camera crew, shoutcasters, event organizers, and so much more. Our team is a group of passionate professionals from all over the world, all with gaming in their veins. We operate purely online, and everything we do is created collaboratively.
It's gonna change the way we play the game.
Ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Your eyes are the gateway to your brain. It's time to start getting serious about protecting them. Reinforcements have arrived. Introducing Gamer Advantage, a gaming wellness company rooted in science. Patented, clinically proven, and trusted by thousands of people. Our glasses are designed to fit comfortably under a headset, look amazing, and offer protection indoors and out. Our lens will help you sleep better, which means feel better and perform better. There's no color distortion, and they are available in prescription. Internal protection starts with eye candy, an eye health, immune boost, and antioxidant formula. Fog Away, the #1 selling anti-fog spray for eyewear. Gamer Advantage. Gaming wellness reimagined.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the System 7 Finals presented by Game Glass. Before we jump into the entire System 7 Finals map, I want to go over a little bit about what these racers, competitors are fighting for currency. So, we have some of our trophies that we have. They light up with LEDs. There's actually some really awesome trophies. And, of course, what we want to see, hopefully the winner wear at CitizenCon this year is going to be that championship jacket that only champions get. I want to see them rock that, super proud, and obviously some in-game ships from Star Citizen. So big shout out to Robert Space Industries for providing all of our digital pricing for the System 7 this year. But Croncy, you've been a competitor here in the System 7. What do you think about the pricing this year?
Yeah, definitely some fantastic prizes this year. One thing that I love, that sort of like the prizes the previous years were awesome as well. One thing I like really about the prizes this year is all of those vehicles can be carried by the other vehicles, which is quite nice. So if you do win that Ursa Rover, you've got the Hercules to take it. If you win the X1 when it comes out soon, CRG please, you've got that 400i dedicated spot, and of course, the hover quad in the back of the CNOU Nomad. So some absolutely fantastic prizes this year. I'd love to win any single one, especially that Nomad. In my opinion, the best starter in the game.
Oh, man, that's tough. But, hey, I know you talked about the X1 there, and they did mention a little bit about the X1, man. So if we could see that, man, that would be insane. I would love to have the X1 up and running in the next day more rally. But hey, we already have the Lynx Rover. So, I mean, I think having a couple vehicles per year to me is just a win overall. But, this is what these guys are fighting for, and not only fighting for the prizes, but also bragging rights for an entire year until the next System 7 2954. Remember, the top 3 also, Croncy, gets automatically entered into the next year's System 7 if they are willing to accept, and bring their team back on into, the next season. So, the top 3 automatically doesn't have to go through the qualifiers. And that's also a good advantage to have them in back. But I feel like every year we have different people having, the top 3 as their goal. And I don't know, man. All I'm going to say, it may be a bit difficult for Herbie to stay on top next year, because I know a lot of people are planning to continue in the race and hopefully bring it. So, anyways, let's jump into the System 7 finals course map, Croncy, and let's blow that up for our community here. And I'll let you go over that and, break it down for us here.
So first things first, guys, this is the kind of the same track that we've run over the course of the last 2 years as the finals for the System 7, which means each of those colored sections represents a different vehicle that our competitors are going to be using. Now, Lorville got overdone. They redid Lorville. They redid Lorville for 319, and so we've actually been able to see a much more interesting track, a lot more different turns than we have seen previously. That's going to make it quite a bit interesting. In that first section, where you do see the finish line there towards gate number 2, we're going to be using the STV. These guys are going to be running that one. Then when they get to gate 2, they're going to be changing over to the Ursa Rover for gate 2 to gate number 4. From gate 4 to gate 6, my personal favorite racing vehicle, the Cyclone RC, gets its time to shine. And then in that final leg around the back of Lorville, we get to see the Drake Dragonfly. And the best thing about that is, you might notice, if you've ever been to the backside of Lorville, if you've ever done any of the new racing track at Lorville, there is a big old chasm there. Just a huge old chasm. So we get to see the Dragonfly go around that section, and it gets a bit more difficult than normal, let's say. One of the other important things about this race is we will see a lot of teams using an individual racer for the whole track. For an example, Herbie for Team Punch Buggy will be the only racer throughout the entire thing. So they're going to have to get out of their vehicle at each stage, get into their new vehicle, and go ahead. So it's going to be a bit of an endurance for them. Except some of our teams, like Team Nomies and Team Amrock's Fang, we're going to see at each gate, we're going to be swapping racer. So as an example, Nomi's, Shugo is going to be taking that STV section. Quelsa is going to be taking that Ursa Rover section, and so on, which will sort of go around when we're actually in the middle of the race, and we'll update you guys, who is actually on the track at the time. So it's going to be very interesting. It's always a really fun race to watch, and it's also just really unique having it be these different vehicles all competing.
I mean, very great points. And, not to mention is that once they get to gate number 6, they need to be careful. They need to tread lightly throughout the rest of the course from gate number 6 back to the finish line, Croncy, because, right, I'm not going to say the Dragonfly is very fragile, but anything could happen. Do not let your race end at that moment. Race safely and get to the end and win this, all right? If I was the other competitors, I would want to win. I don't care who's in the top 4. I don't care who's in the top 3. I don't care if you're, if you're Robert, if you're Chris Roberts himself. I want to win regardless, and I want to make sure that I make this interesting overall for those racers that I know are sweating right now in that top 4 spot, Croncy, because that's what I would do. I would try to race to the best of my ability, not only have fun, but try to, to make these guys sweat and just try to take over the race. But it is going to be a great race. We got the STV again, the Ursa Rover in that red course map. We got the Cyclone RC in the blue, and then the Dragonfly in the yellow. It's going to be an absolutely amazing race. And by the way, Croncy, not to mention the incredible scenery that we're going to be able to see with the new, the new made Lorville in 319 one that is currently out now. So I'm very excited to see how this entire race is going to look. From our incredible camera crew that's going to be getting all the incredible views for us in the game. Because, I mean, they made Lorville look just 10 times better.
Yeah, very much so. In terms of, all of the races that we have throughout the entirety of the series, the qualifiers and race number 7 are probably the biggest bragging rights throughout the entire series, right? These are the races that people will talk about over the course of the next couple of years. It's also tends to be where rivalries get made, like we saw last year with Nezrathil and Diplomat right towards the finish line of the Lorville Loop.
Yes.
So it's bound to be a good race today. One also important difference that I do want to mention over how we've run this in the past. So previously, you would get towards the next gate, you would run in, you would go to the ASOP terminal and spawn the vehicle. Now, that was never necessarily the way that we wanted this race to be, but it was kind of how we had to run it. Today, we're going to be running it a bit differently. We're going to be spawning the vehicles out beforehand, especially since they removed the 3-vehicle limit, the 3-vehicle spawn limit from the game. So we are actually able to do that now. So it should be a little bit more interesting. You're going to see a lot of the vehicles parked outside of the gates, ready to go for when the races actually reach their checkpoints.
Yep, it's going to be a very interesting race. It's going to be really cool. I cannot wait to see this. I mean, Croncy, I've raced this myself recently. Let's get your opinion on what do you think is the hardest leg of the Lorville Loop? And, which vehicle and which leg do you think is going to be the hardest for some of these racers?
I think always in this race, it always is the final leg, the Dragonfly, for a couple of reasons. One, you do want to push yourself a little bit harder when you get that little bit of extra speed, as well as there are some additional obstacles that you might not have to care about if you're in a Cyclone or an Ursa Rover. So that final leg for sure is definitely the hardest and the one that scares me the most. In terms of what's the most enjoyable, though, that first leg, when you just have everyone lined up, ready to go in their STVs or PTVs or ROCs that we've done in the past, just having everyone there at the start is a lot of fun. So, yeah.
Funny thing about the first leg is that we had a racer that told that said, "Hey, how is gate number 2 going to work if if we're all going to get to gate number 2 around the same time?" Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, that first leg is to me is one of the hardest ones, because if you flip over, if you bump into anything on the STV takes a little bit of time to increase acceleration. It doesn't have that quick torque that you can, it starts and you go. It takes a little bit of time to get to that 40 ms per second. So if you mess up, that's gonna put you behind almost the entire race until you get to the Cyclone RC, and your boost management allows you to catch back up. So all I'm going to say right there, Croncy, is that's going to be tough overall if somebody messes up in the Grey Cat STV, which is going to be that first leg here of the System 7 finals. But yeah, it's going to be, everybody says the STV, everybody's going to get there at the same time. But man, there's so many different obstacles, in that first leg that's going to really, really give people a challenge to get to that gate number 2. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I do want to give a shout out to all the racers today, though, Croncy. We did have one team drop out early, so that's it's unfortunate, but 15 teams stayed and they continued to compete at a high level. And I just want to give all those teams a shout out: Team Punch Buggy, Team Splen, Team Far Out, Team Nomies, Amrock's Fang, Infinite Empire, Team Blackhawks, Skyer Alpha, Frontier Consolidated Racing, my man Sanji Sama, Team Leviathan, Team Delta Dietis Racing, Team Triple R Racing, Team Capcom Alpha, and last but not least, Team Ghost Corporation. I want to give all of you guys a shout out for making this season incredible. And these are racers from all over the world, Croncy. They're from the Netherlands, they're from Iceland, they're from Spain, they're from Catalonia, they're from the US, Sweden, Canada. I love the diversity that we have here. And thank you guys so much again for making this season an incredible one. With that being said, Croncy, let's talk about something that we do every single race. Let's talk about who you think is going to come out on top today in the System 7 finals.
All right. So I think it's definitely Herbie's series. The Team Punch Buggy just have been outperforming a lot of our races through the course of the season. So I think today, regardless of position, I think we're probably going to see Team Punch Buggy get the win. But we have this huge fight for second and third place position for the leaderboard. And I think, based on what we've been seeing, that Ludox is probably going to end up coming out on top. They may not get first place position today, but I think we're probably going to see Herbie first for the series, Ludox second for the series. And third, it's a little bit hard to gauge what's going to happen. Everyone's so close together. Race itself, I think there's obviously advantage for Team Nomis, Team Amarox Fang, Team Capcom Alpha. These races, these teams that are going to have different people at each position becomes a little bit less of an endurance race. So overall, I'm actually probably going to say Nomis might pick up the race itself today.
No, man. You said Team Nomis. I would love to see Team Nomis up there once again, as they were in race number 1. But man, look at these views. Look how beautiful Lorville is looking at night. Now I'm getting excited for this race. These finals. The Lorville Loop, man, is coming out strong. But dude, Lorville Loop, my God, CIG, you guys made that thing look like a beauty. But I think my team, I'm gonna have to go with. All right. And this is going to be an underdog that wants to put the mixture that nobody wins. All right. I feel like Capcom Alpha is going to take the finals today and block a team from not winning. I promise you that right now. All right. I feel like Capcom Alpha, no matter what, they understand the state of the game. They are not salty about the state of the game. And they're going to come out swinging, Croncy. They're going to come out swinging, racing, and having a great time. So I feel like Capcom Alpha is going to come out strong and hopefully win the System 7, this final race, which is going to put a lot of these other teams in a really, really, again, nervous, tight crunch because they're currently racing for top 2, top 3, or even first place, Croncy.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a very interesting race to watch there. I just want to point out that, with these amazing visuals, I was excited for this race, but something about the Lorville rework and this sort of visual that we didn't really have in the past, it looks so good, Christian. It's really, really
it does,
pretty.
Man. It does, man. Like this, it gets me so excited. As we talk about the state of the game, I understand development. I don't care about the state of the game, to be honest. I love Star Citizen. I'm gonna play this regardless if it's bad or not. I just got my Monster Tech mounts. By the way, shout out to one of our incredible sponsors, Monster Tech. I got some of my mounts. I got some of my, I got some of my joysticks that I'm going to be doing some dogfighting, getting ready for fight or flight. But man, there's a lot of other games out there, man. There's, some other great games that you can play while you wait for the development to get better. But man, they're doing such a great job to increase what it's already there and make it better. Lorville just looks incredible. So I cannot wait for this race today. I know that the teams are currently getting themselves in place, but man, this is going to be an entire different race from the past 2 years, Croncy. It's going to be completely different. It's an entire different course. It's not a big circle. It's going to be something that people are going to want to really even try themselves. And I'm going to mention this for a quick second. Head on over to scr.gg, all right? Diplomat's doing a great job where you can race these tracks, right? You can race these tracks and put yourself on the global leaderboard for ground racing. So I'm telling you right now, you can go, you race, you put your video up. If you're the fastest one in that track in the world, you will be on that leaderboard. So, go check out scr.gg, which is going to be the leaderboard that we're going to be using today to track all of our racers. But man, Croncy, it is looking incredible. By the way, you're looking incredible too, man.
Thank you. It had been more than 30 minutes since you mentioned my suit, and I was getting a bit self-conscious that maybe it didn't look that good.
I know. I got you. No worries, man. I got to boost you up,
It's going to be a really, really interesting day. One sort of thing that the Lorville Loop always reminds me of is a very tragic thing that happened to me in the first year in the Lorville Loop. So this is a little bit of a tip to any racers who are ever planning on doing this track. Please repair your vehicles before storing them. The reason I say that is at Lorville Loop in year number 1, you know, we were doing pretty well. I was like in like the top 6 or top 8 or so at the start of the race. I end up getting to where we have to swap to the Ursa Rover. I had been practicing, you know, the day before quite extensively, and I had forgotten to repair my Ursa Rover. About 5 meters out of the gate, I lost all 3 wheels on one side of the vehicle. So if there's anything I can let you guys know to do, please make sure you are repairing your vehicles.
Oh man, Kranzia, I have a specific question for you, because I want to talk to you about yourself as a content creator, right? By the way, you guys can go check him out at twitch.tv/Kranzi and his YouTube Kranzi, or I don't know, you can shout yourself out. But honestly, how has Atmo Esports or you racing in the System 7 has helped you out as a content creator? Not only growing yourself as a person, but just growing yourself in the competitive scene that you see today.
Yeah, so my sort of first bit of major growth that I really had on Twitch was when I was in the first year of the System 7. There's sort of people started to find me, and then they decided to stick around. I don't know why. I don't think anyone knows why. Maybe I've been bribing them. Who knows? So there's a really good element there of, you know, if you are an aspiring content creator or just, you know, an aspiring racer that wants to get your name out there, these sorts of series can definitely be very, very helpful. And I think I'm a bit of proof of that. So yeah, for me, it's been very important.
I mean, you can't doubt your hard work, though, Crancy. You put in the work, man. You're here all the time. Not only you're casting, you're also going back to your channel and creating content, man. And that's the type of dedication that it takes someone to kind of build on something that they were already having. So, you know, like I think you're one of the most incredible people in this community. So, you know, I love to seeing you strive as much as you are now, and seeing, you know, as much as these people strive in the options menu as well. So, but it's great to know that Atmo Esports has helped you in your journey and other places as well. You know, Split as well practices for the Daymar Rally, his first Daymar Rally ever. He also got a third place, placement there, and I just can't wait to see the Daymar Rally evolve into all of us just being in one server and, you know, counting down that timer for everybody to race at the exact same time. So very excited for that. It seems like we already have about 5, 6, 7 racers. We only got a few more races to go before the race starts, Crancy. But I'm just excited right now, man. Lorville looks fantastic. I'm ready to get this race on the way here very, very soon.
Yeah, for those wondering, it's taking a little bit longer to set up this race than it has to set up the others, because we have to get all of the vehicles out and ready before we begin. So we have to go to each one of the gates, get the vehicle out there ready so we can go, and so that during the race we have as smooth a race as we possibly can.
Yep. Before we take a quick another break, because everybody's getting set up here, let's talk a little bit about some of the sponsors this year, because I mean, some of these guys have been really with us for the past 3 years, and I just want to give a shout out to, to Gamer Advantage. Want to give a shout out to Toby Gaming for really, really helping us out and really bringing, just creating the Toby Gaming Clash and creating more events in that sort of fashion. So it's been a very, very great. And then our newest sponsor this year that has jumped fully on board, brought all their people in, doing some incredible giveaways. Let's talk about a little bit about CLX. A big thank you to them. Not only are they engraved in our community, but they're also engraving themselves in the bigger community with Cloud Imperium Games. So that's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. But hey, let's pop the giveaway up one last time here before we go on another quick break here. Yeah, guys, make sure exclamation mark giveaway. Make sure you guys join that PC giveaway, and we'll pop it up on the screen, and then the code on the screen will be able to give you guys an extra 200 entries. So make sure you guys use code ATMO-57NA to be able to grab this incredible giveaway by all of our partners. And also, by the way, I almost did not mention them, but Thrustmaster, also another big partner for us that came on this year as well, that have been absolutely fantastic. So a lot of great prizes, guys. An eye tracker, a racing wheel, racing load cell pedals, Game Glass has been supporting us as a presenting sponsor for the past 3 years. And also, of course, we got to most likely we'll send you guys some merch as well. I'll probably, and we'll have some of the team sign it and send it your way. So make sure you guys are on that as well, okay? But for right now, guys, while the team sets up and we're almost ready to go, give us about another 5 to 7 minutes. We will be right back after this quick break. Thank you guys so much for your support and for hanging out with us today.
Head tracking adds so much to immersion in supported first-person games. When you try it, you're going to see why it makes so much sense. It's been created to seamlessly let you look where you want to, and with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, everything just works. Tobii has been the go-to name for head and eye tracking, and over time, their product has evolved. Their newest implementation has the most simplified setup because they did all the work for you. Offering both head and eye tracking, Tobii is able to track precisely through glasses or contacts, and once calibrated, it will never lose its center. The head tracking solution that integrates at the bottom of a flat or curved monitor, look at what you want to target sooner, look at what you want to lock your missile to, look at where you want to bomb, look in the direction that your ship is traveling to get the edge, look around and get the advantage. Just look and let Tobii Eye Tracker 5 do the rest in Star Citizen and a host of other simulation titles. It's so natural that you forget it's there.
Mayday, Mayday, this is Red Wind, FR 9183, requesting immediate support. I'm under fire from an unknown number of hostiles. Sending my location now.
HQ, strike team. Contract assigned.
HQ, strike team, roger. Proceeding to target. Red Wind, Foxtrot, Romeo, 9er183, Walker strike team on site for assistance. HQ, strike team, contract fulfilled, ready for tasking.
Atmo Esports operates a little differently. Born from emergent community events like the Damo Rally, the natural progression was to create esports events within an emergent environment and provide tournaments for esports teams in a unique way.
All right, here we go.
Every step you can count on me. Every step you can follow.
Whoa! Oh, baby, let's get this race started, guys. Let's go.
Atmo volunteers create events within massive sandbox gaming environments, and we work with talent and community gamers to supply supporting roles such as camera crew, shoutcasters, event organizers, and so much more. Our team is a group of passionate professionals from all over the world, all with gaming in their veins. We operate purely online, and everything we do is created collaboratively.
It's gonna change the way we play the game.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Your eyes are the gateway to your brain. It's time to start getting serious about protecting them. Reinforcements have arrived. Introducing Gamer Advantage, a gaming wellness company rooted in science. Patented, clinically proven, and trusted by thousands of people. Our glasses are designed to fit comfortably under a headset, look amazing, and offer protection indoors and out. Our lens will help you sleep better, which means feel better and perform better. There's no color distortion, and they are available in prescription. Internal protection starts with eye candy, an eye health, immune boost, and antioxidant formula. Fog Away, the #1 selling anti-fog spray for eyewear. Gamer Advantage. Gaming wellness reimagined.
It has begun. Race #1 is underway, baby. I'm excited. We're already seeing some bumps and bruises. Oh, this is great. There he goes. Herbie Gerbo right behind.
The pipe itself is going to be very interesting. Once you get on that, it's all just going to be about boost control. However, one thing I am going to be curious about is if any of our racers attempt to overtake someone on the pipe. If you fall off, that's 3-4 minutes lost on your lap time.
Oh, no way! No! That's what he gets for trying to overtake. He's down. He almost had that overtake, and the pipe said no. Go! Let's go, baby! Race is underway. Big jumps already off the top ropes, dropping down into the snow. This race is already heated, Croncy.
The second that you start, you just get to floor it.
Man, they are really pushing it to the metal here. We see Herbie, Aaron the God, Tin right behind. Diplomat taking a big different line here. And then we got wired in from Delta Dietis right behind the pack as well. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! The race is underway. Babbage Bash. Leslie's going to take it away.
We are likely to see a lot of explosions today. That is sort of just the nature of the vehicle. If you really want to get those fast times, you've got to push it hard.
You know, Crosby, like I said, this race is has a lot of ice, about 60% of it. But the real challenge is going to be when they get into the city, they need to make sure that they're going a lot slower.
Oh!
No! No! Seeing Ludax explode right in our faces.
Oh, that's so brutal. That's just, oh, it hurts.
All of a sudden, that rock takes your dreams away. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The runner-up finals is underway. He has been one of the smoothest racers so far. He's been really pushing that SCV.
Those little light posts are so tricky.
This SCV is not slow, man. This is one of the fastest cores that you can even put an SCV on, and it's just showing right now that any mistake can really put your vehicle out of play.
Oh no! Someone has flipped! They were risking it coming right out of the 890J. Whoa! What was that? Was that an explosion?
This could be a whole different race with the boost. He goes over. He's about to go in and skyr out, but there's a bump. It's gonna happen. Triple R Racing is coming back. What is happening here? Amrock's banging the green. Skyr Alpha overtaking after that bump. Are they gonna be able? Who's gonna finish first? Oh my goodness! All right, racers, on go.
Look how close they have gotten each other. 0.007 seconds behind each other. That is incredibly fast.
Go! So we can see these folks, race to the ultimate limit that they're able to do. Because, man, seeing that overtake right there was absolutely beautiful by Endermaster. Master overtaking Ludax here, going through very quickly. Endermaster claiming first place, Croncy. I didn't even see that coming. All right, we are back here at the System 7 Finals presented by Game Glass. By the way, no more breaks. We're about ready to get the race going here very shortly. But before we do that, Croncy, we did forget to give some love to the most important people that has been with us for quite some time. We need to give some love to our security team, Walkers of Sigma, who has been incredible throughout all of our events for the past few years. And I just want to give them a big shout out, a lot of love, and thank you guys so much for your support. By the way, guys, if you have your own event that doesn't clash with Atmo events, you can also hire Walkers of Sigma to protect your event as well. So make sure you guys join our Discord at discord.gg /Atmo Esports, and hit up Nargos Vaj from Walkers of Sigma and see what you guys can do. And maybe, pay them some AUEC and they'll make sure that your event is safe. So, Croncy, how excited are you to start this final race for the season?
I've got to be honest, Christian, I'm a little sad. You know, it's been really fun watching these guys over the course of the last couple of months. And I was thinking before, you know, oh, it's gonna be over. But then I remembered, you know, we've got another event in 2 weeks. We've got another event in a month. It doesn't really stop here. It's kind of non-stop in the background for sure. But it's been an amazing series. So I am definitely gonna miss it a little bit. It's had some awesome moments, some awesome competitors, and it's certainly been an honor to commentate it with you.
I appreciate that, man. And man, to see you kind of grow from that spot, man, you're getting better every time that you come on board. So I really appreciate you, man. You know, we got the Grey Cat Social 2953 coming up as well, which I'm very excited about. The biggest race that we're going to do in a server in Star Citizen history. Make sure you guys become part of that history and sign up for that on our Discord as well. But yes, all I'm going to say right now is that if you feel that Star Citizen is lacking content in some way or form, you're wrong. Because we're here, we're giving you events year-round, a place for you to practice your skills and hone them. All right? All you got to do is head on over to ammo.gg and become part of this competitive movement that we are building here every single year. So whether it's System 7, whether it's Daymar Rally, whether it's Fight or Flight, whether it's a brand new improved Hurt Locker that's coming out next year, make sure you sign up, man, and make sure you practice, because you never know, it might be you holding up that trophy. So, you know, Croncy, man, it's been awesome. We're about to start here, guys. All right, finishing final setups right now. I know you guys are all, you know, also, look, man, I'm just as impatient as a chat myself, because I want to see what the results are going to be, Croncy. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And we actually have been lucky this year. We've actually had quite a few quick setups. We haven't had too many issues to deal with, which has been awesome. It sort of shows that, you know, year by year, we end up getting, you know, we have crew that have been getting a little bit more well-oiled. We've been having servers that have been more and more cooperating with us every year. So it's been getting really, really good. There's only a few more races left to get in here, guys. Crucian, I want to ask you, out of the 4 vehicles that we're going to be seeing today, just in general,
yes,
which one's your favorite? Because there's a lot of differences between them. You know, the STV doesn't have any boost. Obviously, we have the Dragonfly, which is its own sort of thing. Which, if you could only have one, which would you have?
There's a reason why we're still going to be using the Cyclone RC for the Grey Cat Social. I'm going to give it up. The Cyclone RC is by far the most iconic vehicle, in my opinion, in Star Citizen to date, until they fix a lot of the issues with the other vehicles, right? The STV, don't get me wrong, it's a great vehicle, but it just makes it dull for me to race because it doesn't have a way to tune it, a way to maybe add boost to it. I feel like, you know, as the fastest vehicle in the game, it should have some type of form, because right now, I'm going to be honest with you, Croncy, yes, we're, you know, making something competitive. Maybe the STV is not a racing vehicle. Like, you're making racing ships. I want to see more racing vehicles, because I feel like the Tumbrel RC is probably going to be another vehicle that's going to end up having that boost. But I can't say no to the Cyclone, man. That is by far one of my most favorite vehicles. Been racing that for 3 years now in the verse, and I just can't see myself getting away from that.
Yeah, look, that's completely fair. I would not lie. As much as I love the RC, the Cyclone RC, there is a special place that I have for the Ursa Rover. There's something about the vehicles that have, you know, a little bit worse handling when they take turns and whatnot that gets me a little bit excited. Gives you a little bit more of an opportunity to improve, a little bit more of an opportunity to cut corners, that sort of thing. So I absolutely love that. One thing I will say is I really hope when we get the Tumbrel Storm, it looks like that vehicle could actually be quite an interesting one to race with. So I really want to see that one down on a racetrack.
Man, look at these views, man. Look at these switches. Look at these, man. Everybody, I'm just getting giggity right now. But, you know, I totally agree with you, Croncy. I mean, there's going to be so many great vehicles out there that we're going to be able to, you know, kind of, you know, we'll test. We'll see how it comes out. We'll see how it does. But, you know, we always want to continue to make, you know, all of our events more dynamic. You know, every year we have to adjust to the Daymar Rally. Every year we have to adjust to System 7. Like I said, this year we learned so much about the System 7. And I know, you know, we know that next year we have to change some of the rule sets. We have to change quite a bit of things and make sure that we come up with rules that can protect the racers and ourselves and everything. So, but looking forward for so much next year and all the events, and most of all, Croncy, man, I can't wait to see what CitizenCon brings this year that's going to impact the way we're going to continue doing these competitive tournaments going into next year. So I hope to see some just incredible things, to kind of get us excited, to get people, hyped up to be a part of our tournaments. Because I'm going to say right now, Fight or Flight registration is open. Daymar Rally registration is open. By the time we get to probably the Grey Cat Social, that registration for next year, System 7, is going to be open. So, I mean, there's so much to do, for you guys to come out and race. And if you guys don't want to race, that's cool, right, Croncy? Like, join the Discord, be part of the family, come help us do these events if you would like to. That's another option.
Yeah, very much so. Now, guys, we just received our 1 minute warning just a moment ago, so we're about to start. A quick update to the roster. Team Leviathan have unfortunately dropped out as one of their races has a PC issue. So we're going to be seeing 13 teams competing today. Hurston, it's just about time. Final race.
The final countdown, baby. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. But once the official gives me the countdown, I will break it down, and we're going to get this race started here very, very soon. Guys, everybody in chat right now, I want you guys to get hyped up. I want you guys to just give the best of luck to your team that you're here rooting for, and I want you guys to have an incredible race. So let's get it going here, Croncy.
Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on my go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! It's a little bit of delay, Croncy, but as you know, the race is underway, Croncy. The finals for the System 7 is now live. Take it away.
Watch those STVs go. So, couple of things for this race, guys, as we this is going to be a little bit of a long one. We're going to be probably here for about 50 minutes to an hour for our slowest races to cross the finish line. A couple of these obstacles, you will notice these races will be driving directly through because there are some that are fake obstacles. It's a common theme that happens sometimes in these races. So don't worry too much if you see someone heading directly for a rock. They probably know that they're safe to go there. Like I said, it's going to be about 50 minutes to an hour. Now, the slowest portion of this race is likely going to be once we get to the Ursa rover. Right now, obviously, we've got the STV. It's quite fast. We're already seeing some of these competitors get a little bit of a distance from each other. When they get to that second section, the swap over has to be very, very fast. You can lose positions. You can lose spots. If you do have an issue and you need to bring out another vehicle, that can cost you some time as well. So it's going to be very important once we get to that section. It looks like we have Team Far Out. So that is Diplomat currently in first place, Catcom Alpha in second, Delta Dietus in third, and Sire Alpha in fourth. It's going to be interesting to see how this develops going forward because we know that some of these races, the ones that are doing all four legs, definitely have some preferred vehicles, especially Diplomat from Team Far Out. We know once he gets to that Dragonfly section, that's where he's going to excel.
Yeah, I mean, very good points here, Croncy, and I'm just looking at it right now, and like I told you, everybody said, oh, will we all get to the consoles at the same time? No, you won't. Right now, we see Catcom Alpha. As I mentioned, I know no matter what, they're going to bring that top-level competitiveness into the race, and that's what they're doing right now. By the way, to mention a couple things here, guys, looking at the top left of the screen, that is going to be your leaderboard. That is going to be the countdown timer for how long the race is going, and that's going to be where you guys can see the updates, who's in first place, who's all the way down. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the leaderboard that's up there. But man, right now, everything is looking incredible so far. We're not going to see any leaderboard changes until probably after, again, Croncy, until we get to that, to that Cyclone RC. But, will the gap continue to increase? Who knows? A lot of different leaderboard changes right now. There's a lot of different, rocky spaces. So, everybody just needs to be careful. Now, Croncy, I'm going to mention something. I raced the STV the other day. Man, it looks so different when you're not racing in it than when you're looking at it. I feel like they're going so fast. It looks incredible. But yay, let's see what happens right now. Let's see. Team Punch Buggy in 7th place. We have Delta Didus is up there right now. And, we need Team Blackhawks to be able to move on up. So, because right now that top 4 can be anybody's playing field right now, Karanzi.
Yeah, now let's go over who you actually are seeing, because as I did mention, some of these teams have different races for each leg. So for Team Punch Buggy, you will be seeing Herbie in all 4 legs. For Team Splen, you'll be seeing Took for all 4 legs. And for Team Far Out, you're going to be seeing Diplomat for all legs. When we get to Team Nomies, we've got a couple of different people. So right now, Shugo, the lucky one, is in the STV. Then moving to Amarok's Fang, we've got Dark Hour is going to be using the STV. Black Hawks, once again, Ludox are going to be doing all 4. In Sire Alpha, we have Salem Frost is actually going to be doing both the STV and the, I believe that's the Ursa Rover. Yes. When we go to Frontier Consolidated Racing, a racer who we've seen a lot of recently in all manner of championships, Tint is going to be doing all 4 legs. For Kuroda Racing, Sanji Sama, Sanji, the champion, the GOAT, they're going to be competing all 4 as well. Team Leviathan, as I mentioned before, unfortunately did have to back out today as their racer who was going to participate in one of the legs is not able to run. So they've stepped down. But thank you very much for attending as always, guys. Moving on to Delta Didus. Right now, you'll be watching Space Tech. They're going to be competing both in the STV and the Rover. For Triple R Racing, we've got Tack the Menace, also STV and Rover. Capcom Alva, we've got Endermaster, who we saw an amazing performance last race, is also doing STV and Rover. Capcom, just the STV. And Ghost Corporation, we're seeing Mayo Makeo as our first races have approached the gate.
Yep, here we go to gate number 2 where they need to swap to this Rover, and that's when this race is going to also begin. So, I mean, right now we see Delta Didus and Capcom Alpha fighting for that spot. We see Team Blackhawks. Remember, some of these teams in the leaderboard, Croncy, are just a few points away. All right, we got Team Blackhawks with 68 points, Team Amarok's Fang, 65 points, and Team Delta Didus racing with 62. So Team Delta Didus really wants to be in that second place spot. So if they can win it today, they're going to climb to the tippity top here. So I'm very excited to see them already gone in the Rover on their way to gate number 4. Remember, they're going to be skipping a gate here, Croncy, going straight to gate number 4, where from there they go on their journey in the Cyclone RC.
Yeah, and we can see sort of the process there of how they're actually going to be going through these sections. So they're going to be parking at the ramp. They're going to be running along to go get their vehicle. It prevents a little bit of line waiting. It prevents a little bit of hazards for when we actually begin the race. So we've got a nice little setup there. And we just saw a couple of those weird obstacles as approaching the gate here from 2 of our competitors, getting caught a little bit in the rocks, but they are going to get themselves towards the gate. The Rover. Now, I was mentioning this before. This can be one of my favorite vehicles to race. One of the huge things it does is it is really, really prone to oversteering. You will sort of spin out quite a bit. So have a watch out for that anytime you're seeing these racers make some turns. If they do, just go a bit too far around the corner.
Yeah, let's jump over into our overview channel. But look at these incredible jumps here. Alpha Sir Rondog, by the way, I need to say shout out to the incredible camera crew. But so far, we see, Space Tech, yes, leading the pack. I know it's going to be a little bit hard for everybody to see with so many names out there, but Space Tech is on that trail going ahead, and their master right behind him. So, I mean, these top 2 races are going. Croncy, I told you, Capcom Alpha is always coming swinging, always coming to do their best. So, very excited to see these guys, just going at it all the way in. But hey, this is the Rover leg of the race so far. So let's see who's going to get to gate number 4 first.
Yeah, we're probably going to reach gate number 4 around the 15-minute mark, maybe 20-minute mark. The Rovers aren't the fastest vehicle, but they do definitely excel a little bit at the all-terrain thanks to their 6 wheels there. One thing that's kind of interesting as well is, we just had the release of the fancy Ursa, the Lynx.
Yes.
And I am hoping we get a bit more of a chance to race those in the future, because they do have a slight bit of a speed increase, as well as they actually ride a little bit lower than the regular Ursa Rover does. So that can impact some things when you're going over obstacles and whatnot. But today we're using the Classic, we're using the Rover, and some absolutely fantastic shots here from presumably Delta Dietis right now as they lead the pack.
Yeah, very, very good points there, Croncy. And one of the reasons why we didn't end up using the Lynx Rover is because it's not currently available in game. So that means that none of the other teams, unless they pay for it, they're not, like they have to purchase it, with real life monies, obviously. So that's why we just stuck with the Ursa right now. But, once it gets in game, we should be able to we should be able to use it more often, especially we'll probably see a lot of Rovers, especially for the Rover division in the Day Morale, using that Lynx Rover, because that 1 or 2 faster MS, the acceleration, the faster acceleration speed as well are going to be so super important, to kind of bring that downtime in that endurance race for our biggest Star Citizen event, of the year, every January, Day Morale. But look at this. Neck on neck right now. We see Princenza, Foxy, another incredible part of our camera crew here. And these guys are really putting it all in the line here. This is incredible.
Yeah, not much opportunities with the Rover to really go hard with your overtaking. You've just got to be very, very quick with your turns and whatnot. But because we do have this instance where people do have to, change their vehicles at each gate, this is even closer than it looks realistically. They're probably going to be getting out of the vehicle at the same time. Maybe one of them parked their vehicle a little bit further away or whatnot. So this is going to be an interesting fight to watch there. That incident there for Team Leviathan, not much to worry about. That is what I was mentioning earlier, where we do have a team that has unfortunately dropped out of today. But once again, I would like to thank them for participating this entire series. It's been really, really awesome having them.
Yeah, so right now, guys, everybody continuing looking at the leaderboard right now. Let's go down that right now. We see SpaceX currently for Delta Dietis, for Team Delta Dietis in first, Capcom Alpha in that second place spot. Diplomat moving on up here to third place with Team Far Out. Then we have Team Amrox Fang as well. Salem Frost for Skyer Alpha. It seems like they're out of the race. We'll get an update for that from our officials to see what happened there. And then Team Blackhawks right now in fifth place. Herbie currently all the way in sixth place for Team Punch Buggy. Kuroda Racing, Sanji Sama. Sanji, I love you, man. I love you. I want you to win. So, anyways, Kuroda Racing is 7th. Team Split in 8th. We got Ghost Corporation in 9th. Frontier Consolidated Racing in 10th place. 11th place, we see Team Nobis, and then Triple R Racing's in 12th. We'll get, so Kuroda is also out, hit a no-go zone, so that's a tough spot as well. They cannot be cutting corners. They need to stick to the track that was put in place for you to race, Croncy.
Yeah, we have some very specific lines that we do have to go through. And so, if you do reach those areas, that is a bit unfortunate. So we have an update on Sire Alpha as well. It looks like they've just got some very, very rough frame rates at the moment. So they are going to be backing out of this race, I'm afraid. It looks like we have another DNF here for Ghost Corporation with Maya Makayo. We'll get the details on that ASAP. Looks like we have another no-go zone hit and an impound happening. This was actually something that I had been told. If you do come out of gate 2 in a very specific way, so it is very avoidable, and it is part of the track is to avoid that area, you can get impounded. So that's likely what we've seen there for Ghost Corporation.
I mean, that's tough, but that's what practicing is all about, right? I don't think that I'm not going to sit here and blame the game, Croncy, and saying that the game is an alpha is because that happened, because all these other teams that that have been practicing, putting the time, not saying that Ghost Corporation didn't put in the time. I'm just saying that the teams that practice know exactly where to put their vehicle, how to get out, and make sure that they can continue on in the race. But right now, we need to keep up with these top 4 teams that really want to get this on. Right now, even though Team Delta Dietis wins, Croncy, that's only going to put them in that second place spot. It's not going to put them in first place because they are a little bit too far away from Team Punch Buggy. But still, that's going to put Blackhawks down to possibly third or even back to fourth place. So that could cost this incredible Italian team to not be on that podium. So they need to pick up the pace. They need to be able to hurry up and catch up with the rest of the team, because Team Blackhawks could be in that position where they don't even hit the podium at all, and that would be devastating.
Yeah, definitely. This area, I want to point out, between Gate 2 and Gate 4 is very, very different to what it looked like in the past. You've got a lot more obstacles in terms of hills and ravines to avoid than you did previously. But just another shout out to how absolutely awesome the Lorville rework is and how much better it looks in this instance, in the, you know, in that distance, seeing all of the industrial work being done while we race around. So cool.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Croncy, I thought nighttime wouldn't be that great, but man, it still looks incredible. I love that they're still racing. Everybody got their lights on. Just as the Lorville City is glowing. A big jump ramped up there, and on the way, that was a pretty cool, up ramp there. I'm like, man, is the Rover still that fast to be able to get that much air? That's impressive.
Yeah, it really can. I mean, obviously, it's not the fastest vehicle in the game, but it's definitely fast enough. It's definitely fast enough to get that sort of thing, especially with those 6 wheels. So, yeah, it can get there for sure. Shouldn't be too much longer now before we start to see our first racers hit that gate number 4. Look at that jump, though. There you go.
That's a deep one.
That's the kind of jump you want to land.
Wow, that is absolutely insane. That was a massive jump there. I'm pretty sure everybody's also all excited about that. But, I mean, it feels like, I think we're watching right now Delta Ditus, if I'm not mistaken. But they are on a great line, keeping steady, focusing themselves to try to land that podium spot as much as they can. But there's so many obstacles here, Croncy, that that they need to maneuver through, right? This is not the easiest track overall. They have all the checkpoints that they need to go through. So shout out to the entire staff. Shout out to everybody coming out for the finals today. Whether you're watching on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, or Twitter, thank you guys so much for your support. Remember, hey, we're here. We're here for the community. We're here to bring this competitiveness your way. So make sure you guys keep up with all our events, and make sure you guys follow us on our socials and jump in our Discord if you have any questions. So continuing with the race, Croncy here. I love seeing that Team Far Out is still hanging strong in that 3rd place spot.
Yeah, we just saw on the overhead camera that we do have the majority of the races probably within about a minute and a half of each other, with a couple of stragglers further behind. So lots of competition still to be had here, especially when we move on to these other vehicles, because next up, when they get to the next gate, we're going to be swapping to the Cyclone RC. Now, there's a couple of racers who we have seen this season absolutely excel with the Cyclone RC. For example, Herbie, Ludox, and someone else who I'm forgetting at the moment, so I'm very, very sorry. But there definitely are a couple of racers who are really, really for that. We do have another DNF. This one is for Team Splen, unfortunately, with Took, and that is another impounded. So they have gone through that no-go zone, been impounded, and that's going to be them out of the competition for today, unfortunately. Now, once again, a reminder that the racetrack does not have you go through that no-go zone. It's sort of like a little bit of a shortcut, and so that's why we have seen some of these races veer off into that area, not by necessarily any fault of their own, but that is why we're seeing some of these DNFs.
Yep, very good points there. I mean, we created the race where there is no impound zone, where there is no fly zones, because at that point, right, our cameras need to be able to capture these moments for us. But hey, we still got the 9 teams going strong right now, so super proud of these guys that are still going. Croncy, I'm very excited to see the Cyclone RC. The movement that it's going to bring is going to get, once we get to this second half of the race, it's going to move a lot faster. Already 16, almost 17 minutes into the race so far, and it has not been any lead changes at this time. Space Tech putting in the work, and I believe as soon as he gets over to I believe gate number 6, Wednesday switches to Cyclone, or not, gate number 4 with the Cyclone RC. Yeah. I believe they're going to switch here to a different racer, which is, I think, is going to be Czech League racing in the Cyclone RC. So Space Tech is not going to race the entire race. So, they are going to have a person change, and hopefully he'll be able to increase that lead.
Yeah, Czech League, someone who over the course of the last couple of races we've really seen absolutely push ahead and blow up a little bit. I do want to point out as well, it looks like the sun is starting to come up. It looks like we are going to see the second half of this race possibly in the light. So that's going to be awesome. So that's going to be really, really good to see the crossing of the finish light in the daytime there. We'll double check because we know that we sometimes for our cameras, we have some filters and whatnot on so it can look easier, but it does look like the sun's coming up. Yeah, Czech League absolutely crushed it in the last couple of races. They're going to be taking over from Space Tech, and they're going to be using both the Cyclone RC and the Dragonfly. So they're going to be finishing that one up for this. Looking at some other changes that we're going to be seeing for this next leg. For Team Nomi's, Quelsar is going to be handing it over to Gerbo, who won our first race of the season. For Amarok's Fang, we're going to see Gravity Cat take over for the Cyclone RC. I think that's it actually. Triple R Racing, Pixie Guns is going to be taking over for the Cyclone RC. And for Catcom Alpha, we're going to see Endermaster. Endermaster is going to be finishing this one up. So it's going to be very interesting once we get to these sections. Once again, these races, they have their specialities. We talked to a couple of the teams after race number 3 about, how does everyone practice? And it does seem that, everyone seems to have a favorite vehicle. So it makes it very interesting.
Well, I mean, I want to give a shout out here to Delta Dietis, not the team specifically, but Delta Blue Aerospace, which is the org for Team Delta Dietis Racing, have they sponsored the Demo Rally. So a big shout out to Delta Blue Aerospace and Czech League and his team. Not only are they really supporting our other events and being sponsors of the other events, they're also here, putting on a great show and competing to the highest level that they can. So very, very much shout out to the entire org at Delta Blue Aerospace. So shout out to you guys. And once again, man, I want to give a big shout out to the staff. You guys are killing it out there. Great camera work by our entire team. Love to see it. Let's go to our overview camera one more quickly, or, so that way we can see where the teams are currently at. There's still a lot of, so it's still not readable, but you see Ludox a little bit behind there and Herbie. So when we see Princenza, she's following Herbie right now. So, I mean, man, right now, if it finishes the way it does, Karanci, Blackhawks falls all the way down, I believe, with 3 points in between. Man, this is gonna be. I'm gonna have to close my eyes, Karanci. This is gonna be scary. Team Blackhawks needs to figure out a way to catch up towards the second half of the race, because they're gonna fall all the way down to 4th place.
Yeah, definitely some distance for them to catch up here for sure, but they've definitely got the opportunity to do that with the next couple of vehicles. And not to mention, we've got Tint, Quelsar, and Tak the Menace for Frontier, Nomi's, and Triple R Racing, respectively, taking up that back section there. Would not discount them out either, once again. As I sort of mentioned, this vehicle, there's not going to be a lot of overtaking. It's a bit more about the endurance and about just very small victories. Once we get to the Cyclone RC and the Dragonfly and we have boost active and it's a little bit riskier, some moves, that's when we're going to see some big moves.
Yep. I mean, the track is still going great. I believe we're looking at Officer Rondog, who's currently in 1st place. By the way, I also want to give a shout out to the beautiful-hearted and incredible Mr. Papa Freedom, who is in chat, who is helping us moderate, get some clips for so we can commemorate this race. Shout out to him. I know he's dealing with, I think, a fractured or broken wrist, but hey, just want to say we love you. We can't wait to have you back flying and leading the camera team with them incredible, skills, and the spirit talent. But I just want to say one quick thing, man. These racers are absolutely incredible, man. I just love seeing this. Delta Diet is staying strong, man. I would be so happy right now. Crancy, you being in 1st place, knowing the position that you're in the top of the leaderboard, how would you feel that you're leading the pack at this time?
Well, can't say I've ever experienced that, Crucian. So thanks for rubbing it in.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, I mean, Delta Dietis is one of the teams that really was looking to solidify, a 2nd place position if they could today. And we're seeing them right now, the first ones to reach gate number 4. So you've got to be feeling good about it. But you also need to, as much as you can, try not to get the nerves to you. Now, once again, we're actually going to be swapping over from Space Tech to Checked League here. So there's a little thing that they have to do where they're running in and then the teammate can run out. But it's going to be an incredibly interesting situation here, seeing if they can maintain this lead. But if there is a racer to do that, it's going to be Checked League. They've been performing really, really well today. For this series, rather.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The first team to jump on the Cyclone RC. They're getting ready here. And this is the moment that I've been waiting for. This is my race. This is my vehicle. Let's see how far, how fast Team Delta Dietis Racing can increase the gap here in the System 7 finals. And look at them go. Whoa, man. Yep. Okay, you need to take it slow, my guy, okay? You want to finish the race at least. Holy man, this guy's... Yo, these guys are gunning right now, Croncy.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Look, it's the Cyclone RC. You go as fast as you can, you're full boost immediately, right? I also did kind of love that little tag system we saw there as we watched Space Tech run in and just sort of ram their face into Checked League to confirm that they could go. So that was awesome to see. So we're going to be seeing a couple of races move on to the Cyclone RC right now. And obviously for Delta Dietis, this is huge. They're going to get such a massive lead as everyone else is transitioning over to the Cyclones. And look, we've got a couple of races doing that right now. This should be Capcom Alpha, this should be Far Out, and a large chunk of the group, Amrox, Fang, Punch Monkey, Blackhawks, they shouldn't be too much further behind.
No, you're totally right here. And, you know, this is exactly why the Gray Cat Social 2953 is going to be in a Cyclone. We're going to see 90-plus racers, guys. If you're not there, all right, to be a part of the biggest race in Star Citizen history, in a single server, make sure you guys get a Cyclone, bring it on down, and let's race the Babbage Bash, because I'm telling you, the Cyclone is one of the funnest vehicles in the game right now. And just seeing Team Delta Dietis zoom through to get to the gate number 6, man, I don't know, Krause. I'm at a loss for words currently, because it looks like they really, really want it, and nothing is holding them back right now. Nothing at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. If we get a bit of an overview, sort of see where everyone's sitting right now in terms of, do we have everyone there? So it looks like Ludox, Tint, Quelsar, and Attack the Menace. Ludox has gotten there. So it looks like Tint, Quelsar, Attack the Menace are still yet to get to the gate and get into their Cyclone RCs. The rest of the field are off. And look where we see Checked Leak, Endermaster. All of these guys are right next to each other, actually. So that little bit of distance that they may have had seems to have come down a bit. They're a lot closer than they were, only a minute ago. And I'm not super surprised. We saw Endermaster take some really big risks last week. They're probably doing the same here because they were able to overtake pretty much everyone. We've got Diplomat and Gravity Cat. They're right on top of each other as well. And then, further back, Herbie and Ludox, they're going to be fighting it out just to make sure that one of them gets first place today. So, this is a great start to leg number 3.
Yeah, it's a great start, man. And I told you, Croncy, I told you, Capcom Alpha, man. I'm sad to see that Skyr Alpha, kind of went out a little bit early, man. That's one of my favorite, teams, of course, from España all the way from Spain. My team that vamos every single time they come to every event. It doesn't matter what we do. We can play hopscotch in Star Citizen. We can do a chess tournament in Star Citizen, right? It doesn't matter. Skyr Alpha is going to be there. That's how much this team means a lot to me. Sorry to see him go out like that, but man, Skyr Alpha, hold your head up high. You guys got a podium spot in the Daymar Rally. I know that once the game gets in a better place, you guys are going to be coming out here and just absolutely frying in general. But look at these views, man. Lorville 319 looking absolutely incredible. I'm loving it. I'm loving to seeing these guys. All right. And we still got Capcom Alpha in that second place spot. I told you they were going to bring it, Croncy. I told you they were going to come out and show what they got. No matter where they are in the leaderboard, they're going to come out and give it their best every single time.
Yeah, no, you did. You 100% did. I've got to cop that now. I'm going to be hearing that for the rest of my life. Hey, Croncy, you remember that time that I said Capcom Alpha? We're going to crush it. But yeah, it's still an absolutely fantastic effort from Delta Dietis here. They've been able to maintain their lead since about the second half of the first leg. So, they've been pretty comfortable for the most part, but as I've mentioned before, the Cyclone RC, you have a lot of opportunities to catch up. An interesting thing when we get to the Dragonfly, which once again isn't too far away from here, guys, probably about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes before we start seeing the Dragonflies. A lot of these obstacles that for the wheeled vehicles aren't an issue do suddenly become an issue with the Dragonfly. I'm talking about the cactuses, the rocks, all these sorts of things that you may accidentally fly over a little bit too close when you start to, swing out to the side or whatnot. So keep that in mind as we approach this next section. If I was in a situation like Delta Dietis where, I've gotten a pretty considerable lead in the Cyclone RC, once I get to that Dragonflyer, I'm going to tone it down a little bit more. But you can see there off to the left side, presumably Catcom Alpha, who are in second just behind Delta Dietis here. So we actually may see an overtake any moment now.
Man, to see an overtake in this massive amount of a track is going to be a pleasure to see. Just like how we saw it was Circle Worm in race number 6 taking over Ludox, in the middle of the River Canyon. So, I'm telling you, man, they're not scared. I'm going to say Capcom Alpha got the cojones to come out and just take over no matter where they're at, which track they come out and do their best. And I hope to see them take over because that is going to make it a lot interesting, because at any moment, right, Ludox, if he has a good spot, if Team Blackhawks gets to that 4th place spot, then that can really put, a big caution in Team Delta Dietis not getting that 2nd place spot. There's going to be so much going on. But if you're just joining us from home, thank you guys so much again for your support. We really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us in whichever platform you're watching. We love to have you here. I hope you guys are enjoying the show because this is the top 16 racers in the entirety of Star Citizen going head-to-head to see who's going to be the System 7 champion today.
Once again, what an absolutely fantastic view. I can't get over how much better it looks now, especially this race. In previous years, we ended up sort of just, it was very flat ground for a lot of these sections. We would see mostly just pipes. It's really cool now, as we're watching, Delta Dietis at the moment in the lead, seeing the cranes in the background and the big refineries in the background. It's such an atmospheric way to do a race. And I would not be as excited as I am right now if 319 hadn't been released,
I mean, I want to give a big I don't know, man. We just get lucky, Croncy, okay? They knew the finals was going to happen. They're like, let's work on getting this out for, the incredible people at Amo Esports that are putting on the finals for race 7. Already 30 minutes in the race, Croncy. I believe there's about usually this race is around 47 minutes, 48 minutes long. So, I mean, we're getting there. All right, we're getting there right now. These teams are racing. We haven't seen much leaderboard changes. And like I said, Croncy, from the beginning, however quickly you got the STV there is how that leaderboard is going to change. So right now, okay, this is going to be the moment. This is going to be the moment that they currently need. The Cyclone RC is that vehicle, right? This is where Team Herbie will be able to use that boost management to get where they need to be and hopefully increase their lead as well. I want to see Herbie hit that 100-point mark because not many people hit that 100-point mark. So let's see what happens. Let's continue to watch and let's see if any leaderboard changes are going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, it's certainly a very prestigious to get over 100 points in a System 7. If we do see that, it'll be awesome for sure. One thing I also want to mention that we haven't talked about, this is the first time that we've run this race with the new speeds for a lot of the vehicles that got changed around September, October last year. So the RC actually a little bit slower base speed than it used to be, but still with quite a fast boost speed. And that's why boost matters way more now than it did previously in order to catch up. So you're going to be watching that. Even though this RC still feels very fast, which is nice with those speed changes, it is a little bit slower.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right. Remember, the Cyclone RC used to be 55 MS, boosting all the way to 95, almost, double going into that boost mode. So, definitely a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. I love how the vehicles feel, but I think once we get that extra tuning, once we get that extra, how do you say it? Physics in 320, I think it's only going to be racing is only going to be even better. Big jumps here on Terra Eb's camera screen, looking very, very good overall. And here we go, neck on neck. They're just trying to be able to hopefully overtake and pass each other. You know, to see a leaderboard change right now would be awesome. You still have Team Far Out in 3rd place, Amrox Fang in 4th. You got Team Punch Buggy in 5th, and Team Blackhawk still in 6th place. And both cameras just bump into each other. Hopefully they don't blow up, but hey, this is what it's all about. But let's go take a look at the overview. Already 32 minutes in, we haven't seen that 1st or 2nd place spot really changed so much. But look how far, you know, they are from each other right now, Croncy, right? You got Amrox Fang with Gravity Cat. Herbie is pretty far. Ludox is so far behind, I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. I mean,
well, we'll see.
Maybe
again,
on
the
we still got the Dragonfly course, you're right. Yes.
Yeah, the Dragonfly is going to completely change everything. So we may see Ludox be able to get back there a little bit. Also, notably, I didn't see the members from Frontier, Nomis or Triple R, so presumably a little bit further back than that as well. Whereas Herbie actually able to make a little bit of distance and get much closer to this first pack that we have here. Now, a reminder for anyone who might be joining in, these guys are going to be changing vehicle at the next gate or racer at the next gate to the Dragonfly. Oh, that is a fantastic shot. So I'm going to quickly go through the teams once again to let you guys know who is going to be operating the Dragonfly, who's going to be swapping out. So for Team Nomis, Quelsar is going to be taking over the Dragonfly. For Amarox Fang, Big Flex TTV is going to be taking over. For Sire Alpha, unfortunately, were knocked out. So for Team Delta Didus, we still have Check Leak. For Team Triple R Racing, Pixie Guns is going to be taking a side shot. I'm going to see 3R Buck, who I actually don't know if we've seen throughout the entire series. So this could be very, very interesting from them. And we also have Capcom Alpha and the Master is going to continue using there. So a couple of changes there, but for the most part, we're going to see the majority of the races who are here now swapping over to the Dragonfly.
I mean, you know, very good. I mean, I saw the leaderboard change. I'm not sure if Capcom Alpha right now is in 1st place, but it seems like that leader, you know, that just changed right now. But, you know, I'm going to say right now, Croncy, if I was these teams, I would try to be careful. But it's so hard to be careful when you have somebody on behind you, watching you, your every second, your every move. Like, you want to go slow because, you know, in the Dragonfly race, anything could happen at that point. If you hit a rock, if you hit something, that could be a big mistake. So what do you do in this position? Do you take it slow and you stay in this 2nd place spot to hopefully land a spot in the top 3, or you try to overtake Capcom Alpha again and you try to, you know, win in here in the finals and hopefully make sure that you lock in that 2nd place spot no matter what. So, I mean, it's a very hard decision here for Team Delta Didus, but it seems like Capcom Alpha right now has taken 1st place on its way to the final leg of the race in that Dragonfly.
Yeah, it's a really interesting question that you sort of posed. Delta Didus, it's not necessarily about them coming first. It's more about them beating Blackhawks and Amarox Fang. That's what their main priority is today, so that they can solidify hopefully a 2nd place position. But yeah, Capcom and Delta Didus almost at the exact same time. These guys are going to hit the final leg of the race. We're about to see some Dragonflies, guys. We're about to see some mayhem. We're going to see some speed. 200 meters a second. Let's go. I want to see people all the way to the ground going as fast as they can. I know it's risky, but I want to see some speed for the final leg of the series.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to see a lot of hype in the chat. Raise those flags. Raise those goals. Put some fire tires in the chat right now, because here we go. Capcom out for the first team. Gone. Trying to finish the last leg of the race here today. With Team Capcom Alpha be able to finish it off, or will Team Delta Didus raise their position to 1st place and hopefully land that number 2 spot on the leaderboard right behind Team Punch Buggy? This is where it all ends. The last leg of the race here for the System 7 Finals, presented by Game Glass. Croncy, I love you. God damn, this is a great race.
Look, I feel those feelings as well, Crucian. And also, Capcom Alpha must have been listening to me talk about I just want to see some speed with how quickly they left Gate 6 just then. That was awesome to watch. So we are in the big speed here. We have this last leg. Now, there's a couple of things, once again, to remember about this. First off, cactuses and rocks are way more dangerous now than they were previously with the wheeled vehicles. Now, there's not too many cactuses in this areas, but there are a lot of rocks to watch out for. So that's what we're going to see these guys mostly avoiding. Secondly, the entire back section of Lorville is just one massive canyon. And so there's a lot of maneuverability that you've got to think about when you're coming through there, making sure you're not crashing into the sides. Now, it does look like Ludox is apparently been disabled, which is very interesting. We'll see what's happened there. I think they are still participating, but we'll get some more information on that, as Ludox is one of the racers that's hopefully looking to lock up a podium position for the end of the series.
No, I mean it's tough here, man. But I mean, if he's disabled, he needs to be able to figure that out and hopefully come back here, because that would be in a tough position. As you see, Officer Rondog currently following first place in that Dragonfly, going as quickly as he can. Team Capcom Alpha, I believe that is Endermaster, who again, Karansi, who has done such a great job in racing previous gravel vehicles. And here's the last leg going behind Lorville, trying to get back to the finish line. And right now, Team Capcom Alpha is sitting in that 9th place right now. So if they win this, they're going to be able to at least get a way higher spot. Team Capcom Alpha had a top 3 finish last year in the System 7. So I love to see the competition going on right now. And it's just too bad because Team Ludox, if he's trying to get his vehicle back up and running, hopefully, because I know how much this means to him. You know, this Italian team has put in so much work throughout the entire season. I even though if they don't get, the results that they want, I know that next year they're going to just come back with a vengeance. And it's going to come back worse than Batman. I promise you that right now. But, it sucks to hear overall. It sucks to hear overall.
Yeah, definitely. It's very unfortunate. Looking back at our camera, though, you can see that the large bulk of our competitors right now are just about to enter the canyon. Now, we can't quite see them on the camera, I don't believe, but Capcom Alpha are way ahead right now. They entered the canyon a while ago, so they're going to have a bit of free reign here to get towards the end, it seems, but we'll obviously wait until we get a little bit more info. Endermaster about to enter the canyon as well. I can sort of see, if we look at where Herbie is, sort of towards the back of that major bulk area, and pretty much no one behind them. They have free reign behind them. So as long as they can finish, they're probably going to lock up first place for the series. But first place for the entire for this race is still a little bit up for grabs.
Yeah, it still is right now. Endermaster having a great race so far, but I mean, Endermaster has a pretty massive lead currently, and he just needs to stay on pace. He needs to be able to make sure that, that reclaimer, okay, cool. Nice to see it upside down. But yeah, right now, Endermaster doing a great job. I think we are looking at Czech League here with Team Delta Dias Racing. I don't think he's going to catch up to Capcom Alpha. I'm not trying to be negative here, Kroncy, but man, Capcom Alpha, oh man, I called it out right now. I love these guys, man. They're trying to really make this points interesting overall. And by the way, guys, after the race, do not go anywhere. We are going to be interviewing some of these teams and to get their experience about the entire season for System 7, the difficulties with the game, but how much fun they had competing. So if you guys don't think that because these teams are here, that doesn't mean you can't compete, okay? Because we've seen year over year, brand new people put in the work, put in the practice, all right? The racers practice with each other to come out and give the best show possible and compete at the highest level. So if you're out there thinking about it, don't think about it. Sign up for the next season of System 7, 2954.
So we've been seeing some fantastic strategies here from, I believe we're following Catcom at the moment. there's this really cool salt flat section that you kind of would have seen there, or you will have noticed if you've done any of the races in game at the moment. Yeah, you can just absolutely send it there. So you can, as you're coming into the canyon, you've got to bounce off a couple of areas to make sure that you're not, you know, accidentally hitting a hill. That's probably the worst thing that can happen in that situation. But if you do get down to this salt flag section, it's awesome. You can just absolutely send it. So some nice speed here. Good to see. Once again, really, really close to the end here, guys. We're probably not going to see much of a change between these top 3 players, at least at the moment, unless, you know, there's maybe a bit of a misstep. And it looks like our camera just then saw that misstep happen to themselves. So it's not just the racers putting themselves on the line. You know, sometimes the cameras have some issues too.
By the way, for those of you guys that are watching too, you guys are asking yourself, where are these guys racing? We're racing in the persistent universe. We're using our crew, our incredible staff, to be our eyes in the skies. We stream live. We got a security team. We got the entire staff, man. You know, putting in such a high level here for this, and I'm just so proud of our team. This entire season of System 7, and Team Ludox, no! Out of the race. It seems like he cannot get over the disabled vehicle. Kronstein, what do you think about that, man? That's such a tough thing to see him go out like that.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but these things happen when we're racing the System 7. So, very, very unfortunate, Ludox, but I don't think we saw such a such an amazing performance from a racer this season than Ludox, coming back from a lot of issues, you know, getting so close to winning a couple of races. So an absolutely fantastic job from Ludox. A bit of a sad ending, but that's not what we'll be remembering next year. We're going to be remembering the amazing effort that you put in this year.
I know, man. I want to give Ludox the highest praise of all right now. You know, Ludox is one of the most dedicated, and I already said this in the beginning, Kroncy, one of the best Gravlev racers that have been just risen to the moment every single time that they've stepped on that track. They've given it their all. So I would be proud. I would say, hey, it's okay, right? Because in the next season, or when the game gets in a better state of optimization, I'm going to tear everybody's stuff apart. That's all I'm going to tell you right now. I know they're going to come with a vengeance. Again, I said it. They're going to come back and take over, and we're going to see even a higher level of competition in the next years to come for the System 7 Racing League, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. So I can't wait, Kroncy, because all these stories would just fuel me, right? It would just fuel me. Okay, last year I got top 4, even with all these issues in game. As they get better, it's just going to fuel me to even do better, come back next year, and just take over overall. So I'm going to be excited for that.
Yeah, definitely. If we could go and have a look, I don't think there's much distance left for Endermaster to finish this one up. There we go. You can see there's basically one turn coming out of the cavern that they've got left. It's very, very close to finishing. We've got Delta Diotis a little bit further back than that. So that's probably a solid minute or so that Endermaster has been able to advance forward. And we saw exactly this last week. Endermaster is just a beast on the Dragonfly. The overtaking that we saw in the river was almost entirely Endermaster. And unfortunately, you know, there was some issues towards the end where they had some collisions, but they are showing their skills today for sure. So, I mean, let's see some hype in the chat. It's probably only about a minute or two out now as we're approaching the finish line. Endermaster currently in the lead. Delta Diotis in second. Far Out in third. Amarok's Fang in fourth. Punch Buggy fifth. Nomi sixth. Frontier Consolidated seventh. Triple R Racing eighth. Almost the end of the season.
That was tough right now. I'm not sure if you saw the camera here for Terra Ab, but Tint Frontier Consolidated Racing is out of the race. But, man, I saw how hard right now Czech League slammed on the floor. They need to be careful with that, man. You need to be able to be careful because the Dragonfly does not adjust to the terrain or to different levels of the terrain as quickly as you want. So you need to be able, you need to be careful. They're probably at that 90% mark, but if everybody else passes you past the 90% mark, you're not going to get any points right now. So it's going to be completely tough. Look at this right now here, Kronz. You're getting that replay. They just slam it to the ground right there. Bam. Oh, wait. Who was this?
That I believe.
Oh, that
was Tint from Frontier. Yeah. So
yeah,
just a bit of an
damn,
unfortunate launch off that hill, smashing into the following hill. That was kind of what I was talking about, where you've got to be really specific about where you bounce when you're going into the canyon. So just a very unfortunate sort of launch there for them. But once again, an absolutely fantastic performance from Tint over the course of the entire series.
Man, that's tough right there, man, for Tint right there. That's, again, man, I as soon as I just talk about that adjustment, we just get a replay and just get that explosion. But I thought that was some of the top teams. But here we go. Ender Master finishing first place for Team Capcom Alpha. And they said, I don't care where I am on the leaderboard. I'm going to go out strong. And right here, wait, Team Far Out overtook Delta Dietis? What is happening?
Yeah, it looks like we have a big fight for second, third, and fourth position right now. Everyone's right on top of each other. And, I mean, we saw this once again. We saw this last year. I don't know what it is about Diplomat making the very end of the race way too close for comfort. But Delta needs this. You know, Delta, Amarok's Fang, these guys are competing for second, third place position on the leaderboard. This is actually going to be huge. I'm not going to be able to do math when this happens, so we're going to have to figure out what happens here.
Yo, this is going to be absolutely insane because here's what happened. They're only 2 points away from each other. Amarok's Fan with 65 points. Delta Dietis with 62. Team Delta Dietis needs it to be on top of that podium. They need it right now. If they drop too much, they're not going to be able to get not even a top 3 spot when they've been leading the race the entire time, Kronzi. The Dragonfly is playing against them. This is scary. Amarok's Fang can take second place here if they finish strong, but to see Delta Dietis drop all the way to 4th place, that is absolutely devastating, Kronzi.
Yeah, that is huge for the leaderboard shakeup. If we can just get a very, very quick overview shot just to see about how much longer these guys have before they reach the finish line. And we do unfortunately have another DNF this time for Nomi's with Shugo. I believe there was an explosion there a little bit earlier. And it looks like we're coming around to the finish line just now. So if Amarok's Fang is able to hold out second place position, I believe that's probably going to end up giving them the second place on the podium for the series. So absolutely massive. Well done there, Dark Hour. Congratulations, guys.
Wow, man. Amarok's Fang doing a great job, and they got second place here on the podium for the System 7 Finals. And Team Delta Dietis, that's going to give them 8 points. So that's going to put him in that 3rd place spot if they're able to finish right here, right now. Man, this has been an absolute tear. Unfortunately, that is probably going to end up putting Team Blackhawks in 4th place only by 2 points, Kronzi. That is tough.
Yeah, very tough there. But we knew the fight from second, third, and fourth was, you know, really, really big, really, really huge.
What's going on? Delta Dietis is in 5th place.
Yeah, it looks like Herbie has overtaken Delta.
Wait, what's going on? Are they stuck? What's going on with everybody passing Team Delta Dietis right now? Can we get let's get officials, let's get an update here, because if Team Delta Dietis is not able to finish.
Yeah, I'm seeing Czech League currently just stationary in the just above the canyon. So it's possible something's happened there. I'm getting some word, and it is mostly just rumors, but I'm getting some word it was maybe a crash to desktop. But that is Herbie finishing in 4th place, which may push Delta behind Blackhawks on the leaderboard. I think possibly this is going to be very interesting. Congratulations, Herbie, though. That will, ladies and gentlemen, lock in Herbie as the winner of the entire System 7 series. Congratulations, a fantastic series from you. Well done.
There's no way that a crash to desktop is going to take away the victory for Delta Dietis.
So it looks like we've been updated. They did pass the point of no return. So they will get points, but it sounds like there was an explosion for Delta Dietis there. So that is what happened there. It's a bit unfortunate. That's why they lost those positions. Yeah, just absolutely tragic. They were really, really hoping to pull out that second place today.
Well, I mean, man, I mean, that's tough. That's tough. But hey, man, we're gonna keep it the way it is. You know, with the rules, obviously, everybody, all the racers. I'm gonna say this in a very great, you know, way that, you know, right now Blackhawks, you know, obviously was tough for them. Delta Dietis, you know, it's gonna be tough for everybody. But it's the current state of the game, right? That's tough, man. It would be. I don't even know what to say, Croncy. I'm just baffled right now. I'm out of. Man, that's super tough for Team Delta Dietis right now, because in sixth place, even though they finished, that's only 4 points. So that puts them at 66.
Yeah, it's super, super rough. I mean, we did get to see today, as we have our Triple R Racing coming through, we did get to see today exactly why the Dragonfly is one of the most difficult vehicles to operate. Sometimes it's because, you know, maybe there's some issues with the vehicle, but a lot of the times it doesn't like to cooperate with you like the way that some of the other vehicles do. So we did get the majority of our races to gate number 6, which was absolutely fantastic. And we saw some really good performances there. These last moments where we had Catcom Alpha overtake Delta Dietis before they reached gate number 6, and then being able to maintain and extend that lead was absolutely fantastic. And then, you know, that fight that we had between Amarok's Fang far out and Delta Dietis towards the end, you know, absolutely forcing them to push it to its very limit was fantastic to watch. So thank you very much, racers, for putting on just one hell of a show for us today.
Yep. So we still have one last racer right now, Team Triple R Racing. We're having a camera team head over there right now. But Croncy, I'm putting together the leaderboard right now, and it's just tough to see. But you know what? You know, like, hey, man, I'm happy, right? I'm okay with the results, because I know that a lot of these teams, that when the game is in a better place, they're going to bring it and bring the competition better than ever. And we're going to even be more excited. We're even going to be in a better place for these guys to be able to compete at the highest level, even higher than now. I'm going to continue to say this because I want to encourage these teams to not feel bummed out about a placement, to not feel bummed out about anything else, because as the game gets better, not only will the raise, you know, not only is Ammo Esports going to raise the stakes, the pricing is going to raise. Everything is going to get a lot higher at a lot higher level. So for right now, every single racer that is racing this season, pat yourself on the back. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart once again. I cannot thank you guys enough for being here and showing us exactly what you got during an alpha here in Star Citizen. So it's been absolutely incredible so far. But man, that's, you know, tough.
It is certainly tough, but we have some results. We have some absolutely fantastic races pulling out the podium, which we'll be seeing in a second, guys. You know, we saw all of these teams that have finished today in these first 4 positions were absolutely crushing it through the course of the race. And there we go. We do actually have a DNF for Tack the Menace from Triple R Racing here. That's race over, Christian. That's done. We're out. We're gone.
Wait, whoa. What happened? We're done?
That's race over. 3 Hour Buck has DNF'd. So that is Gonski's. That is over. Race over. So we will be hearing from some of these races in a moment, guys. But yeah, race number 7, System 7, finals. It's done. I can't wait to hear what these guys have to say. I'm very curious.
I'm trying to update the leaderboard, man. Hang tight with me. Give me a second here, okay? I'm trying to get this done as quickly as I can so we can have a final leaderboard to show everybody at home. But you're gonna see something that I'm gonna talk about here pretty soon that I'm actually like very happy about in a way. But yeah, we're just trying to get everybody up here here very, very soon. But man, it's been, guys, everybody at home, has been an absolute pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed today's race. I hope you guys enjoyed, enjoyed this season of System 7. I hope this encourages you guys to, to take the wheel on your own and come out and compete. All right. And you know what? Let's give a little shout out here to Team XDR. If you don't want to compete in ground racing, go compete in ship racing, but be a part of the competitive movement here in the Star Citizen community, because it's absolutely been a blast to be here as your caster, to give you guys the energy at home, all right, to make you feel that energy through your screen, through your TV. But I really appreciate every single person that supported us this entire season. And I think I got the leaderboard updated, Crunchy, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to take a look at that here in a minute. But let's get some interviews up here shortly. And I want to start with Amarok's Fang right now. I really want to talk to Amarok's Fang currently, who is probably the first folks I want to talk to see how they currently feel taking second place here in the System 7. And then hopefully we'll hear from Herbie here soon as well. So, but without further ado, let's jump into our final leaderboard of the current season.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That number 1 next to Punch Buggy's name right there means they are the winner of this season. Congratulations, Team Punch Buggy. Unfortunately, just barely not able to get into the Team 100 club, but some fantastic performances from them over the course of the entire System 7. So very, very well deserved to your winners there. In second, Team Amarok's Fang, obviously an amazing performance that we just saw then, but once again, a team that over the course of the entire series was very consistent and able to, just swing in and get those points. So well done. They're your second place contestants. And then Blackhawks with Ludox, even with that little unfortunate issue that we had there, still grabbing third place, getting themselves some pretty decent prizes as well. One of the races that we really got to see flourish over the course of these series, and has me extremely excited for seeing them next year.
Yeah, I got to change this River Canyon Kaon stuff. Give me 1 second. Let's change that really quickly here. System 7 finals. Let's change that because I'm over here, it's just, I'm so hyped up, man. But let's take a look at something real quick, right? So we had Team Capcom Alpha all the way in 12th place, or 11th place, I believe, or somewhere around 10th and 12th. Win today and all the way up to 5th place. So, they really wanted to go out strong. Last year, I believe they landed around 2nd or 3rd place. They didn't really win because that was Viva. But Capcom Alpha, man, showing that they still can compete at the highest level possible. But congratulations to the top 3 in the leaderboard. Punch Buggy, Team Amarok's Fang, Team Blackhawks. I know Ludox still wanted that second, spot, but because of these little issues, I'm going to say Team Blackhawks got lucky and they still landed a podium. Maybe we'll send them, both Team Blackhawks. We'll just send them and Team Delta a tied for 3rd trophy, cut it in half or something. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that, but I mean, I'm not going to do that. I swear to God, I promise you guys I'm not going to do that. But congrats to everybody, man. Seriously. All right. Everybody here cannot say that they didn't race in the System 7. You guys are the top 16 fastest racers in the verse, and that's something already to be proud of, to have that title. I would be super proud of that overall. But, man, these guys are great. These guys, congrats to everybody. It's been an insane season. Right now, we're trying to get some of our racers and see if we can give them a quick interview here so we can see how some of these folks are feeling and how the season has been for them so far, Croncy.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very excited to hear what a couple of these races have to say, especially Amarok's Fang. They weren't here for last year's System 7, so, interested to see what they thought about the series as a whole, what their strategy was for practicing. This was one of the teams that we actually saw them swap out races a few times, and obviously it performed very well for them. So, yeah, very, very curious. So we're gonna get those ready for you guys in just a moment. But wow, I mean, I am very impressed by Herbie. Last year, Herbie came in 14 punch buggy, managed to get an 8th place position, and then to take it all the way to first place, and with some amazing finishes in every track. The amount of skill that Herbie has developed over the course of a year, and that some of our other racers have developed since last year as well, it's really, really cool to see. The competitiveness is just getting more and more intense.
Man, I just it's been a great season, man. I'm so proud of the team. I'm so proud of the staff. I'm so proud of everybody here at Atmo Esports. And again, guys, we got the Gray Cat Social 2953 coming up here very, very soon. You know, they're gonna come. Guys, come out. I think let me check real quick, Croncy, because I believe we're almost capped, but I want as many people, because some people may not show up. But we have currently right now for the Gray Cat Social 83 racers ready to go. We need about 7 more racers to jump on board. It's a casual race. You don't need to be competitive, but come out and win some prizes just for participating in this year's you know, Gray Cat Social 2953. And I believe we're gonna have an interview here soon with Amrox Fang. I think it's gonna be big flex, so they're gonna let me know when they're ready to pull them up, and we're gonna get their experience and see how they feel about this entire season. And you know, like Croncy, I'll say something like, you don't feel nerves until you're actually, you know, in the race itself, or you hear, or you're hearing us in the background casting, or you're hearing the updates and all that good stuff. So it's, you know, like your nerves start to pull in. And you know, there's gonna be another event coming up with the Fight or Flight. That's also gonna be another thing that, you know, really puts people on edge, because everybody wants to win so bad. So let's see if we can get Amrox Fang in here, and we'll get an interview here shortly.
Yeah, looks like they are just about ready. So it's director. When we're ready, I guess we'll start talking to Team Amrox Fang, our second place winners.
I cannot hear. Should I pull them up here right now? Should I pull them up? They're not even in the channel yet. Oh. Big Flex, are you there?
Big Flex having a microphone issue, possibly.
Yeah, we'll wait. It's okay. It's okay. By the way, again, if you guys are celebrating, if you guys are watching anywhere around the world, if you guys are watching it at a Bar Citizen, hello, my name is Christian Gaming. but he can't hear crew. We're guys, give us 1 second as we figure out these quick issues, and we'll talk to Amrox Fang here very, very soon. All right, let's see where they're at.
Look, this was bound to happen eventually. We've had so many amazing broadcasts with barely any issues. I'm just glad it's happening now. After we've finished the races, everyone's got their prizes, right? So now's the time for it to happen, because we can rest easy a bit now. You know, I don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. next week. I'm very happy about that.
Oh, come on, man. We should just wake up at 4 a.m. Me and you should race, Croncy, to see who is the top racing caster for app. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm going to tear you up, Croncy. Don't play that with me. You know, maybe we should race while we're casting in, you know, in the Gray Cat Social. That'll be a lot of fun, too. But, you know, that might take too much PC power for me right now. So,
well, I mean, there's always the opportunity, you know, once we get the PTV track like in a nice state, we can always do an Atmo 20, right? We'll get you, myself, we'll get Corsair in here. Let's get Corsair racing. Let's see who can really top the boards there.
Hey man, once that BTR track is back on board, or we get the BTR track here on Microtech, I mean, I would be so excited. I know they're going to put another one in Hurston. I know they're going to plan to do another track as well in ArcCorp. So we're going to have tracks. But look, man, all I want, right? I keep saying this over and over. I just want a road, right? A super long road, right? That we can fit like 6 races in a line around ArcCorp. So that way we can just race, like we can do a real death race around, you know, throughout the entire thing. But that would be incredible. I just want to see some real cool roads out in the verse that we'll be able to, you know, to bring these races, you know, to make it possible. So let's see if Amrox Fang is able to jump on. If not, we're gonna have to possibly move to somebody else. I just want to be able to speak to any of the top 3 right now. So either Punch Buggy, Blackhawks. I wouldn't mind talking to Team Delta Ditus because I know they're probably beating themselves up a lot. But like I keep saying, man, be proud of yourself of how far you got this season and just bring it for the next one. Bring it for the next one. And I want to say, man, to all the incredible folks out there that are watching, again, get involved, man. Get involved. If you say the game doesn't have content, look at the content we're making right now and with these tournaments and competitions. So come join us, man. Discord.gg/Admiral Esports. Come join the community. Let's see what happens here soon. But we're currently waiting to see if we can get Team Amarok's Fang on the call for a quick interview. I love you too, Skyer Alpha. Vamos. Sorry, how to say it.
While we're waiting as well, just a reminder, guys, that we have the big giveaway with CLX and Thrustmaster and Toby and everything going on at the moment. So it might be your last chance to get the code for those extra 200 entries if you want it.
Yes.
If we can maybe get it on the stream. There we go. So make sure you chuck that code in the bottom left there, in there for your extra 200 entries. The giveaway ends in 2 weeks. And it is a worldwide giveaway. 209 eligible countries. I didn't even know there were that many countries, if I'm being honest.
Well, a lot of people are saying, oh, this giveaway is not global. Everybody's lying. Look, man, if your country has issues with giveaways, it's your country's legal standards that is not allowing us to have the giveaway there. So don't blame us. It is global to all the countries that are legal for giveaways. So if your country is not legal for giveaways, your country not there. So maybe you should go, sign a petition, go to your town hall, whatever y'all be doing, and try to get giveaways legal in your country so you can participate too, okay? It takes a team effort, not just one person. So just saying, man. I'm over here. People are like, ooh, but anyways, hey, back to our views. Let's see. Can we get, it's either Dark Hour or Dark Hour. Are they on or not yet? Dark? Hello? No? Okay. Dark? All we want to do is hear him speak. Speak to us, Dark Hour. Tell us how you feel.
It's all right. This happens sometimes, guys. Not everything can go 100% perfectly, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't get to if we don't get to interview the top teams, Croncy, I mean, we could probably do some interviews and then put them up on our YouTube, which, by the way, has been popping off, guys. If you guys are gonna miss this race, the live is gonna be on YouTube. You guys can go check it on YouTube. We'll have the entire season highlights on YouTube, so make sure you guys are checking like not only the current recent events, but also the events in the past. If you guys are not here for the for the biggest race in Star Citizen history, we'll have that up on YouTube as well. So yeah, so hey, hello, Dark Hour, is he online or not yet? Trying to reconnect. Okay, trying to reconnect. So let's see what happens here, Croncy. Croncy, before we start with the interview, anything you want to say to the community, man? I keep saying this. You've been absolutely a gem here on the casting table with me, man. I can't wait to do it more. You've improved. You're grown, man. I love you here. All right. So thank you so much for coming on. But anything you want to say to the community, before we jump into these interviews and before we end up, heading out here soon?
Yeah, for sure. First off, thank you for all the kind words today. Genuinely, I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for you. In order to do a little bit of commentary and let everyone know just how awesome the racing community is. I've said it before, the racing community in Star Citizen is the best community, and I will fight you if you disagree, because they are. The amount of collaboration, the amount of work that these guys put in, the dedication that these guys have to anything racing related is absolutely awesome. And to all of you racing fans, thank you very much for hanging out with us during the course of this series, which, as I've said, I think is my favorite series of the 3 we've done so far, until we do next year's series, which will definitely be even better, I'm sure. We are going to get this interview underway in a second. We're just going to swap some things out with audio-wise, but we're going to be able to talk to him. So let's hear what they have to say.
Yep, I mean, very good call there. And again, Crossy, thank you. Let's see if Dark Hour, are you here?
I'm here. How you guys doing?
I'm good. Wait, let's make sure that the stream can hear him as well. Yo, stream, can you hear Dark Hour?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Okay, they can hear him. We're doing great, man. But like it's this moment is not about us, man. How are you doing, and how are you currently feeling now that you've cemented the second place here in the System 7 season for this season 2953?
I'm beyond ecstatic. I mean, be honest with you, this is our first season, and I gotta give all the credit to Handroll, Gravity Cat, and Big Flex. I mean, they've carried this and they've done all the work, and it was definitely a team effort on all parts. And after that finish with Flex on this one, my heart's still beating.
That's great to hear, man. Crossy, I'll let you take the next question for Dark Hour here. So take that away.
Yeah, so you guys, you popped into this final race with a shot, a pretty decent shot at the top 3, right? So, I mean, you are one of the only teams that actually, was swapping out races. What was your plan? I think we've talked to you before after race number 3, I believe, about, you would pretty much all practice, whoever had the best times goes. Was that the same case here, or did everyone choose a specific vehicle?
It really was the same case here, trying to put the strongest driver on each leg. And that's what we tried to do with every race. But we always had a backup, too, because like with the BTR track, I was supposed to do that one. But unfortunately, it came down with bronchitis, and Gravity Cat was able to step in and fill that spot easily with being able to have all 4 of us practice everything and just be able to cycle through who was the strongest one for that race.
No, that's strong, man. And I love to see that, your team specifically, Amrox Fang, took advantage of, every single teammate in their roster. And not only one person, was racing the entire time. Everybody really contributing as an org. And that's what the System 7 is all about. So, you guys killed it, man. Like, you guys stayed strong. Obviously, I'm not going to say this too much, but I know a little bit of luck played into it. But you guys continue to practice. You guys continue to put in the work, and right now you're sitting on second place here. Like you said, your first year here in the System 7. You guys should be proud. You guys should be super happy. So, I want to say congrats, and for the community out there, for people that are trying to get into racing, any last words you want to say to the community, to your teammates, or to anybody that's watching right now?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, for the teammates, thank you guys for the hard work that you put in and working as a team to make this happen and accomplish this. You guys have everything to be proud of. To the community, I mean, every Atmo Esports event we get into, I mean, the community is unbelievable. They're accepting, they're helpful, they're courteous, and it's an amazing thing to get into these events and be able to participate in them. And to all the competitors in the System 7, I mean, you guys are unbelievable racers and deserve all the credit as well, too, because we learned a lot from them, as well as saw them pull off some amazing things as well, too. And they're all super strong competitors, and a lot of respect for them. But definitely encourage anybody out there that gets the opportunity to take a piece of, or, play a part in these events, take place in them and participate in them, and it's well worth it.
No, totally understand. And you know what, man? Again, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And congrats to you guys once again. Go out, celebrate, go, drink some milk, do whatever you guys got to do. But seriously, man, congrats. And we hope to see you guys next year, because remember that once you are in that top 3, you're automatically qualified into the System 7 for 2954. So where there's going to be new challenges and new races to come.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely be there. And now it's focusing on Daymar Rally.
All right. Thank you, man. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
All right. We're going to try to go. Yeah, we're going to try to go through this as quickly, guys. We're going to get some quick interviews, and then we'll try to get these guys in a better interview that we'll upload to YouTube, because I really want to give some of these teams their highlights. I want to give Team Delta Dynas their highlights, some Team Capcom. So you guys will definitely be getting some great interviews, throughout the System 7 as we call the off season. So I'm gonna bring him up, Croncy. I'll let you fire off the first, the first question here. Let's get Ludox in first, and then we'll get Herbie in last, who's our champion, because I'm pretty sure right now his heart's pumping through his chest. So let's get Ludox up here right now.
Ludox, how are you doing?
So bad. I'm very, to be honest, very angry, but at the same time, I'm happy because I'm above those kids.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you brought your team this year and absolutely crushed it. You guys were super consistent with your performances over the course of the entire series, and 100% deserve as all of the credit that you possibly can receive. What was your guys' sort of like training resume? I'm always really interested to see how our racers, in between the weeks, get their sort of time. So, what did you guys actually do in between each race to get yourselves into peak performance?
I was the only to drive ground vehicles, so the other ones just follow me and make me support to find the right way on the circuit. So just support me on the mind and on the game,
No, that makes total sense. Ludox, I got a specific question for you that I'm gonna let you, answer any way you want. I know that you could have done a lot better, throughout the season. You have an incredible, talent for racing.
Thank you.
If there wasn't a limitation to the current state of Star Citizen, how good could you, would you win the entire thing at this point if there wasn't any limitation or any desync or any issues with the game? Would you have won this season, or you think that Herbie was still way too good and he deserves it?
I mean, I'm a rookie, so Herbie got much more experience than me. But yeah, I deserve 2 first places. So yeah, in this last one was very tough. If I get much points, I don't know if you guys know what happened to me, but I just get running over from outsider. I don't know if to say the name, but I can't say this most toxic PvP org. I will PvT chat you. Nothing. I'm very angry to blame. I don't want to blame no one because we are on stream and I want to be chill.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
For sure. It's one of those things that is sometimes some things happen because we run this in the PU, but we have systems in place to mitigate a lot of those things when we can, and if there is any penalties and whatnot that have to be applied, all those sort of things. So there's lots of stuff to happen after the course of the race, but for the most part, Ludox, one of the best races to watch this season, 100%. It's been an absolute honor watching you participate and watching just how skillful you are. Even though you do call yourself, I think you can 100% call yourself the best racers in Star Citizen. So definitely pat yourself on the back. You deserve it.
No, thank you
Ludox,
very much.
one last thing for you before you head out. I want you overall to explain to the community your experience in your first time in the System 7, and I just want you to give the community your experience, because I know that other people should be in here as well. People shouldn't be scared to race, but overall your experience, how was it? And how much did you enjoy it overall?
I mean, with all the troubles and fortunate events that happens, we make it through all together. So it's very fun to, to contrast the state of the game. But it's very good experience to get a merge name, to get noticed. And yeah, if you are good, you can show your skills.
100% there. And then Ludox, last thing, man, anything you want to say to the community, to anybody, to your teammates that are currently watching right now?
Thank you guys for the support, and thank you guys for the watching the stream on the Atmo, and thank you guys. I can't say I can't say other words than that. I'm too angry to think English.
Hey, it's okay, man. You know, don't hold a grudge onto that, okay? Just wake up tomorrow knowing that you gave it your all, but you know the game held you back. It's okay to say that. It's okay. It's okay to be angry, but hey, I know you're going to come next year where the game is going to be in a better place, and you're going to come and you're going to bring it, and I can't wait for for us to see you do that. So, last thing I'll say is that Viva Italia, and we'll see you again next year. We'll see you again next year.
Thank you, Christian. Last words, I can say, I survived that. I survived the fucking ramp, and still working all over the place, and still finished the fucking race on Dragonfly. Okay?
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
All right. Well, that was their Team Blackhawks, Ludox coming out to interview. And the last interview we're going to have today, we're going to make this quick because I know you guys want to wrap up here, but we're going to have our System 7 champion, Team Punch Buggy, the one and only teammate in that entire team. We got Herbie. How you doing?
All right, mate.
Bro, that's all you're gonna say, mate. Like, bro, are you excited? Like, what's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm over the moon on that. I don't think it's sunk in yet. I'll probably.
It hasn't sunk in. Oh man. But hold on. First question I'm gonna ask you: are we gonna see you at Citizen Con with the championship jacket? Yes or no? That's all I want to know.
Hopefully, Australia might be there. Hopefully, I think that was the plan. I think I'm not sure.
Sweet. I mean, we'll take that.
Myself. Like it's pretty expensive to get there for me.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, as long as we see Australia there, maybe we'll get you on like like a phone and just like get Australia to walk around with your face as it goes around. Herbie, you finally did what I could never do. Congratulations. It's been awesome watching you over these last couple of years. You know, your skills in racing constantly improve and now finally being rewarded for that with your first place position.
Oh, cheers, mate.
I don't know what I was going to say next. I just really want to congratulate you. I don't even know if I have a question for you.
Yeah, it was a little risky, this one. I thought it was going to explode with the amount of light posts that was around the section on there for the Dragonfly, but I got through okay, so not too bad.
Herbie, I mean, you did so well this season. Obviously, it would have been a closer competition if obviously the state of the game was a lot better, but hey, I'm not here to bash the state of the game. I love to see this stuff. I love to see the competitiveness of everybody here. Everybody, you know, some people are upset, some people are sad, but hey, it's okay. It's okay, right? The stakes are only going to get higher as the game gets better. But what is next for you, Herbie? What is next for currently, right? For an entire year, you could say you are the best racer in Star Citizen.
I'm probably
what is
the
next for you?
luckiest, maybe. But hey, I'll be doing the Babbage Bash, definitely. So everyone listening should definitely go and join up for that if there's still room. There's only room for 90 racers, so, you know, get in there quick.
So, I mean, obviously the Great Cat Social, but are we going to see you for the Daymar Rally again? Are we going to see you? Obviously, we're going to see you next year for System 7. So you're going to come, hopefully, defend your title?
Yeah, definitely. And I'll still be doing the qualifier as well, see if I can get a better position again on the starting line. Plus, I really want to do the Daymar again. A lot of fun, that.
You know, like, I mean, you race with anybody. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure if somebody that's brand new wanted to jump on and race with you, Herbie, can they just message you on the Atmo Esports Discord and jump on a race with you? And maybe you can, you know,
definitely.
Like, do you want to have more team for next year so you don't have to race every single race? Or is that something that you want to continue doing?
It depends what kind of tracks it is. Like, I do enjoy the challenge, even the bike stuff that I'm not very good with. But you know, it's a challenge to just try and make it to the finish.
That makes sense. Croncy, any questions for Herbie? I know you guys are pretty close, but I mean, ladies and gentlemen, give it up in chat. Show some hype for your System 7 2953 champion.
Cheers, mate.
Team Punch Buggy, Herbie, taking it all the way with 99 points. Herbie, I'm going to leave it open for you. Any last words you want to say to the community, to anybody out there that's currently watching?
Just thanks everyone for the support. You know, it really helps keep you going to keep up the practice and whatnot. And all the other teams that I've met in practice, it's been it's been great.
That's great to hear. Well, Herbie, thank you. All right, once again, congratulations. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you at the next race. Thank you.
Congrats again.
Cheers, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the System 7 season has concluded. We will make sure we double check our T's, Y, X's with our team. We will put the final results, the official final results, on our social media platforms, on Twitter, Instagram, and of course on Discord, on probably either Sunday or Monday as we check the footage. But Croncy, you said your bit here, so thank you so much once again. Again, thank you for coming, the best dressed caster on the planet, for our finals. Guys, please, I'm not begging, I'm just saying please support us. Grab some System 7 merch, all right? Put your gamer tag out there. Again, we would love to see you guys all at CitizenCon this year for hopefully a big picture, with everybody wearing Ammo Esports merch. So if you guys haven't grabbed it yet, XMSmart Merchant channel, help us, support us, so we can continue raising the stakes for not only for the competition, but also for the prizes as well. So without further ado, I have been your host, Crucian Gaming, and of course, Croncy has been here with me. We cannot wait to see you guys again soon. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Have a good one,
Peace.
guys.